Holy marimba, Batman.
Forgot to upload the new one. This is the one that abruptly ends.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dying times here.
Means I can't pick my nose, during that
Yeah,
part.
don't.
I know,
You gotta
it's really
pick it
disappointing.
before,
Oh, man.
man.
I was doing all this in the background.
Yeah, I was like,
It's kind of funny because I've come full circle with the music on my show, or not my show,
I
but
know,
my
right?
videos, because I'd always do a bunch of elevator music, way early on, and then I switched it out, and now I'm back to doing elevator music again.
Yeah. Got rid of the Magic Mike music, and now we go to
I don't know.
elevator music.
look, I liked we kind of moved from Magic Mike to Blue Oyster Bar, and now we're back.
Yeah.
Blue Oyster Bar, that's good.
I got a response. I got a response for you. If I can
Ooh,
find
me?
it. Yeah,
Me?
yeah, you.
Me?
Yeah.
I look like
Yeah,
Dan
good.
Vasquez. No, almost.
Shut up and sit down, you big bald fuck.
He's not bald at all, though.
No, he's not. Well, there was another one I was looking for, but that would work just
Yeah.
yeah, it worked.
Oh God, I'm so glad we're all here tonight, and everybody in the chat. You guys are already killing it. We were a little tardy. I apologize. It's definitely
Yeah.
not my fault.
It's my fault.
Yeah, it was his, yeah.
It's all right. I mean, you didn't see the notice till later, so it's not a big deal, right? So
You're good.
It's all
bro.
good.
Everybody.
Things happen.
I
So
know
how-
I gotta be here at 7:15 and have everything done so I can get over here.
Yeah.
The chat has shown up, by the way. Have you
Yeah.
seen what's going on in there? Holy cow! Welcome
Yeah.
everyone. Holy
No,
cow!
you-
They're raising hell up
Speaking of
in
the
there.
chat,
Awesome.
Mhm.
I need to get
Hail
to
to everyone.
Okay.
Crazy Cat guys. $10 super chat. Wouldn't be able to stay up late. Early day tomorrow. I'll catch whatever I miss later. Listen to the last yelling at parked cars today at work. Cracked when Wes thought
God, yeah.
of the Nerdcast thing. LOL.
Oh,
That was a crazy comparison. It was dead on.
Oh,
It's
dude.
It was
scary.
like, holy cow!
Man, it was.
Wes is awesome when he brings
Oh,
some of that
dude.
stuff up, man.
Man,
Wes is just awesome.
And here's the cool thing. I mean, I got to hang out with Wes. We pre-recorded a thing because Drew was doing the thing over on.
Wes is a tall motherfucker too.
Yeah, he's not short. Yeah, but
But
we
not
were doing-
short like his short people.
Drew was doing. I'm not going to even do that to you right now. It's your stream. I can't do that. But we were we were doing a stream on the Californication thing, right? We pre-recorded it because we didn't want to stomp on what Drew was doing last night, which is on a major real radio stream.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, he was. It was
He
cool.
shouted out so many different people. It was amazing. Drew really acquitted himself well. He's probably going to end up back on there. So you guys are going to see more Drew on bigger streams, which is great. So
Awesome.
congratulations to Drew. It was amazing.
Yeah,
That's
and
pretty awesome.
give him some prayers tonight because he's not feeling good. He's feeling
Yeah,
under the
yeah.
weather. So everybody give a little prayer for him. And if you do go over there, give him a message. Go, hope you're doing okay, brother. And stuff.
Yeah, he really appreciates that stuff.
Yeah, he does. He does.
does.
Just a quick note, if you're a Twitter person, Minds person, just a quick note or drop a note on a video that he does or whatever. Dude loves it. So
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm pumped. You got to get in super chats. You got tips going on. Comments.
I know, man.
I know, right?
Yeah, Nick,
You
Got
got
the
that whole
flyer,
package.
guys. That's great.
Nate for $2. Are we breaking up?
Let's think about
Maybe.
it.
Maybe.
Like the video.
We need to discuss this off
Yeah.
the air.
Yeah, no.
Just kidding. All right, Mr. Grant Gregory sent one over. Let me grab that real quick. He says Sarah Silverman person broke up with Sanity a while ago. From what I can tell,
It's true. It's
yeah,
true.
This
Very
thing
true.
happens when you let Jimmy Kimmel Jimmy into your Kimmel.
It's true. That's really a weird story. I
had no idea. Were they dating?
Yeah, there was
they
a weird
were.
thing. Yeah, and there was a weird thing. She used to hang out in his green room all the time, and she was not on the show.
Indeed.
She would just be in the green room. I mean, this is like legit. I'm not kidding. So go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, comics. Go.
No. It was one of those weird things in Hollywood. It was just like everybody knew. She's just hanging back, always in there. It was just
looking for the D, I guess.
Well, she got the D regular, and we talked about some of the ways she got the D backstage.
Yeah, we did.
I'm
not bringing up on YouTube.
Yeah, we can't say any of that here.
Yeah.
So
Pat S for 2 American pesos. Good thing you waited. These guys are never on YouTube.
No.
Never.
I'm rarely here. Comics. I don't know. Comics. Do you do videos or anything anymore?
I'm in the middle of doing one currently.
And you never see me on YouTube either.
The good thing is the topic I'm talking about doesn't necessarily need to age. So, it's
evergreen.
It's kind of evergreen. It's topical. Yeah, it could be evergreen, at least for current year. So it's not like I need to get it out like Monday, like I was planning on doing. And Tuesday, I worked on an unsafe space video, which I did not complete. And then I got an email from a viewer, and I did a response video to their comments, which was, it was interesting, and that got released today. So
Congratulations.
Unfortunately, it got released on Odyssey only because Unsafe Space just got over a suspension, and they're waiting for it to drop off before they post any other content.
Wow, so really?
But it's just talking about some of the things that are going on in Canada and around the world with the lockdowns and the mandates.
George.
And all sorts
Yeah,
of stuff.
hey,
What's
George,
going on,
what's
George?
up?
How you doing, man?
Hell, George,
Hell to you, man.
Dude, George, have you seen George on Twitter? It's fire right now.
Yeah, he's
fire.
Oh,
there's like various things like I need to go back and read that he posted today.
George dropped some straight truth up on there. Okay, like.
I love this stuff about the Met Gala. That was fucking funny. Especially the whole thing with like AOC and the fucking tax the rich dress.
Oh, dude. I mean, Hunger Games. God. George is just bringing it. Smash.
Yeah.
Smash.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they know that too.
Nas X's golden suit looked like the guy from freaking one of those aliens from The Fifth Element.
Oh yeah,
that really did.
Yeah, dude. And what was the fucking tornado sandworm looking thing that looked like a weird kind of a like silkworm? I don't know. That was a weird thing. I don't know that I'd wear that out. And somebody looked.
I want to make a joke about it. The caterpillar waiting to turn into a butterfly, but I didn't get a chance.
I'm like, and what was the name of the purple dude from the McDonald's commercials? Because there was one of those.
That was Goldberg.
Oh my god!
Oh god, it was.
I'm like going. You guys, you realize how goofball you look, right? It's not fashion. You guys are,
it's Hunger Games, dude. It's fucking Hunger Games.
I know. We need to hunger on their games, is what I'm saying.
Someone educate me. What is that all for?
Oh, the Met Gala?
No idea.
I don't care.
Like a charity thing, right?
It's a charity.
It's $32,000 a ticket.
Yeah, but she's not rich, so.
No, she got a free ticket.
Oh boy, did she get in trouble too? She had 2 campaign or violations for accepting gifts.
Yeah,
from the Met Gala.
Yeah.
Huh. Notgood.com. She's a walking ethical violation. I swear to God.
Yes, she is.
No, it's because she's crazy as Cortez, man.
Yeah, well, you know what? This is what happens when you make a barista and bartender into a fucking, government official. I mean, I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, I agree with you to a point on that, but that's like the whole point of America, right? Is we live in a nation where a barista or a bartender can become a politician, and I don't see anything wrong with that.
No, I don't. But you have to increase your knowledge at the same time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, dude. She knows, and I think she's dumb as a box of rocks, but she knows how to play the fucking game.
No, that's the problem. Is it's all flash. There's no substance. It's like, I mean, it's like going to a J.J. Abrams film, right? It's like she is the lens flare. She's a human's lens flare. That's what AOC is, a human lens flare.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and George is right. She can't debate. And I remember when fucking what's his name was wanting to debate her, and somebody replied to him, "She won't sleep with you," and it's like he's fucking married.
Does that mean anything for some people?
Look, she's got to be really easy to debate. I mean, what's going to be her response?
All she has to do is cite the patriarchy. I'm not going to debate you because of patriarchy. I mean,
yeah. Well, okay. I tell you what, I know some very intelligent ladies that would kick your ass.
I think we all know who we're talking about. So you're like,
Lorena Creel, fucking murderer.
Oh, dude, Lorena would murder.
Lorena would destroy her. Like, come on.
To get her or Flip. I mean, she couldn't go 2 minutes with Candace Owens. She couldn't.
And I'm saying, Lady Greymaster would destroy her too.
But even Christy Mayer would make her look silly. I mean, it's like. And she's a comedian. I mean, it's like comedians are incredibly intelligent. I don't know if you guys know this, but that's why
you kind of have to be intelligent to be a comedian.
Well, yeah, you have to know everything that's going on in order to make fun of it, right?
Yeah. And Chrissy, freaking genius. I mean, you can tell.
She is.
I mean, oh my god.
Chrissy is freaking genius, and we need more people like her in the world.
Oh man, you know what? An army of Chrissy Mayer. That's.
Just like that'd be awesome.
Her, Candace Owens. I mean, they're Jesus. And when Nicki Minaj is the most like. She's making the most.
We'll talk about. We're getting into that too.
I know.
Yeah, we
all right. Let me get these super chats out of the way real quick, and I want to highlight some stuff that's going on in Australia again. Little bit of politics, and then we'll talk about entertainment, guys.
Right,
Eric K for 2 American pesos. First time here. I hope y'all are entertaining. Funny, Eric.
There's no refunds on those $2.
Right. Yeah, you don't get that $2 back, Eric.
Eric is supposed to move in here. I don't know if he remembers he was going to move in here with the boss and I. He promised to cook, so just I'm allowed to cook the steaks though.
Yeah. Riv Crane the base for $5. It says read as Norm McDonald's. I don't know if I could do that, dude. I'm gonna have to read it as normal. Top story today. Biden administration permanently announced a deal with with AU and UK today. Turns out Millie's guys in China says no. I was going to try to do Norm. It's really hard to do Norm. The guy had the best delivery in the world. It was the greatest loss I think we've had in a bit.
A unique voice and how to pronounce things.
Yeah, he had a unique voice when he did stuff. So.
Nate D for $2. AOC didn't know what a garbage disposal was. Yeah, I know. I find that hilarious. How can you live in New York City and not know what a fucking garbage disposal is?
I don't understand that.
I was going to say something that other people would consider racist, but would have been really funny.
Yeah.
Eric Wittenberg for 2 American pesos. At Culture, AOC is Twitter applied to politics. Yeah.
Eric Wittenberg, you're 1,000% right. Thank you for your note in my tip jar, and I turned it off. So thank you.
I know what that is.
You know what that is.
Yes, you told me. Toxic Man Flu for 5 American pesos. Something happened at work today that solidified my belief that America is now a fascist state. Hashtag rise up. Yeah, we're not Australia fascist, but we're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Look, Abbott closed the border today. I'm sure we'll get to that too. I'm going to shut up.
Oh wow, I didn't hear about that. That's crazy.
Oh. I didn't hear about that either.
Toxic Man Flu for $50. George! He's got a beautiful soul.
The good Tom King is here. What's up? I haven't seen you in a hot minute, dude. Hope you're good. The good Tom King.
No, the good Tom King. Oh, wow. It's been a while. Yeah, for sure.
Hey, Tom.
Let's see here, guys. Let's talk about this Australia stuff real quick. I don't have it on the list, but
we'll do it.
Yeah.
We can do it.
You can do it.
Well, I don't know. Is anybody? Is there anybody here not married? Maybe that person can do
it. Yeah, I'm not married because no woman will put up with me. So
you're too toxic, man.
Yeah, I am. You know? Literally, I am.
All right, so everybody, we need to be a little quiet because the audio on this is very low. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about it, guys. That's fine. So let's play this sucker. This is crazy, guys.
We want our businesses to stay open. But workers who aren't vaccinated won't be at work in a lockout. So if you want your business to stay open during an outbreak, make sure your workers are vaccinated. To help make this new policy work once you reach the next phase, we are working on upgrading the territory check-in app so that it can be linked to your vaccination certificate. That will help venues ensure that only vaccinated people are entering their premises during a lockdown or lockout situation. And I'll make this point. Businesses and venues will have the right to refuse entry to unvaccinated people, whether or not there is an outbreak. So, for example, if organisations like AFLNT decide that all players and spectators...
All right, Disease is saying you can't hear it. It's really low, guys. I'm sorry. I can't help that.
That all footy games in the future must be vaccinated. That is their right, and we will back them in to enforce their right. So I'll say it again.
But in a nutshell, what he's saying is that if you're not vaccinated, you're not going to have a life. Is what it kind of breaks down to. Yeah, and they have. He hasn't talked about the Freedom Pass thing yet, but he'll get to it. But what he's saying is that if a company doesn't want somebody who is unvaccinated in their store, they're free to discriminate.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, it is.
Well, he did mention about the app, by the way.
Yeah,
for the Freedom Pass, he did mention it.
Yeah, he'll talk about it a little bit more. He's about to reiterate it.
Okay.
And again, if you want your life to continue close to normal, get your jab. For vaccinated people, the check-in app will basically be your Freedom Pass. For people who make the choice to not get vaccinated, no vax means no Freedom Pass. We're working with other governments now to get this technology ready, as well as making sure vaccinated people without access to apps or QR codes can still have a Freedom Pass. I want to thank the Prime Minister for his government's financial and technical support to help get this up and running.
That's it.
It's scary.
Comics, look at
scary,
looking
That's
at
pure
the private
fascism.
chat real fast.
It's pure fascism. You're not getting the Star of David. You're getting something different. But you need to pay attention because there's a whole group of humans that are being othered, not just in Australia, but around the world. So be very, very prepared for that, kids. And you know what? In this country, they can't do it. They're trying to go around it in a lot of different ways. Who's the bearded guy? I always forget his name. The bearded guy that's always on with Tim Pool. Makes a lot of sense.
Jack Murphy.
Yeah, Murphy.
Yeah, Jack Murphy.
Yeah, so Murphy was talking about that like less than a day ago, maybe 2 days ago. And he was talking about it, and I was like, he's not wrong. I mean, they're going around the system in every way possible, which is how they're trying to get this shit in through OSHA and stuff. Through some kind of emergency OSHA provision that's going to get knocked down in the Supreme Court. But they're just going to keep going at this from 1,000 different directions to try to, create all these fascist maneuvers. And I just said a bad word. I should have said that.
But it's got them dangerous when they take so much fucking control over us.
Yes.
It's
and this is what they want too. This is what they want to implement worldwide is this measure of control, and they're going to escalate it to another thing, which we all know is going to be climate lockdowns. So you're not going to be able to leave your house.
But I'm just thinking about the people who can't take the vaccine because if they have an illness or something, like what the fuck are they supposed to do? Like, for example, my father, he can't take it because he's sick and he can't take it. So
there are people out there that are legit can't take it.
Immune compromised, people who have cancer, people who are allergic to shellfish, right? There's a list of people that can't
the dog
take
noises,
any
guys.
of this stuff.
It's okay.
None of it.
And I do remember something with if you're also allergic to bees or something, you can also react.
Yeah, food allergies, I think is the big one.
Well, my daughter has severe food allergies for tree nuts and stuff, and she was still allowed to take it. That was the big thing that back in the day with the H1N1 vaccination, she wasn't able to take it because of it had a chemical in there that was the same as egg based or something, and she's really allergic to eggs, so she wasn't able to get it. But this one, they cleared her for it. But it's insane how severe they're dropping the gauntlet in Australia.
Yeah,
transportation's going to be locked down, fines are going up. It's nothing compared to what we had here in Canada.
Yeah, it's authoritarian measures, man. Yeah. It's pretty nuts. And I know that there's some people in Canada that aren't happy about what's going on either. And it's I know they're trying to implement a vaccine passport there. That's what they're doing in France. That's what they're trying to do in New York. And it's frightening. It's very frightening. But ultimately,
that's the way it's going here. I know
Yeah.
here in Quebec, that's what the provincial government is doing. Passport already, like I told you, multiple streams. Non-essential places you want to go and visit, you have to show proof, or else you can't get in. And
and this a lot of this stuff are also happening in Norway now. So you're getting the pass and everything when you take the vaccine. And for fuck's sake, I got thrown up in the bus one time because I was coughing and I didn't have the COVID or anything, or anything like that. But they didn't want me in the bus.
Yeah.
Let's see. Shit, I just totally brain farted. I don't know what I was gonna say. Sorry, guys. I'm a little tired today.
It's fine, man.
Brain no wiki.
It happens.
But I got some Streamlabs tips I need to take care of real quick. We got another one from Mr. Grant Gregory. For $1. Sarah Silverman. Person broke up with. Hang on, was that the? No, I already got that one. Hang on, let me refresh. There we go. Oh, what the crap? I actually sorted. I think that was the issue. All right, here we go. He says, we lost Storm. What we stand with Nicki Minaj. Australia businesses can employ the unvaccinated, and what a fucking week. Yeah, for sure, dude. George Molo. I like Gary, man. I'm so used to saying Molo. Molo. George Molo for $50. Still wondering if her grandmother was in financial trouble in Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, yeah.
Yeah. Why didn't
I was wondering that.
Oh
too.
yeah, the tickets and give her give her the moolah. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Oh man!
All hail.
Go ahead. Sorry.
All hail the lane. Keep living your life.
That's right. Look, it's going to take all 27 states that are currently giving the federal government the middle finger to continue to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to take all the citizens that are being held hostage in the states that aren't willing to do that to do it. You cannot be compelled by the government to do things that violate your rights, not just your civil rights, but your human rights.
Oh, okay, he meant all hail the panel.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah,
I was like, dude, it's like sometimes I'm like, it doesn't make any sense, but he wrote it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But just consider this, guys, that the Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments to the Constitution, are the things the government can't take away from you. Just remember those things.
Yeah.
There are 10 things there that they can't take away from you. And amendments to the Constitution are there for a reason. They were put in place the way that they're supposed to be, with more than just a majority, right? It was a giant plurality of the states that made those happen. And remember the people in the 60s that tried to prevent the Civil Rights Act from becoming a thing. And then look at what's happening now. Look at it. You are at a crossroads, and you can believe what you want about anything that I'm saying, but believe it or not, the Constitution's a fairly plainly written document. It's pretty easy to read.
It is very, very important.
And
that's the thing. There's a reason why these people are wanting to say that the Constitution is white supremacy. And it's the reason why they're trying to link everything to white supremacy, so it can be disregarded and thrown out.
They want to throw it out, and that's and again, I mean, it's the same. All you have to do is look back at history, guys, into the 40s. It doesn't take much. You know what I'm referring to. It takes nothing to know. The language is the same. People are like drawing direct parallels to the things that are being said in the 40s by a particular guy with a weird mustache.
Well, the thing that's now I remember what we were supposed to be talking about. We are not doctors. Consult your doctor. We are not medical experts. Yeah, but that was the thing I forgot to mention earlier.
No, we have never been doctors. Well, I mean, I mean, I'm a kind of doctor, but not that kind of doctor.
But I'm not. One thing I thought was interesting. There was a woman, and I wish I could find the tweet. She was very young during the time of the Holocaust. She was in a concentration camp, and she basically was pointing out the fact that what we're hearing now and what is being said about the unvaccinated is exactly the same language the Nazis used to describe the Jews.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Actually, I saw that post.
And,
comment. I saw that.
and I tell you what, for those of you that are mainstream Democrats, are you comfortable with that? For those of you who align with the liberal mindset, which most of us here on the panel do, at least I believe. I was considered, not right wing. I was considered not even a centrist because of some of my, social thought process.
I think it depends on what it is, man. So the reason why most people are, I would say, the reason why I describe myself as a centrist is because there's some issues I lean on the left on, and there's some issues I lean on the right on.
Yeah,
right.
but as a libertarian, I still tilt more left, and I always have. So it's, but that didn't change who I voted for. I voted for the person that aligned most with my belief system. And it's just, it's if you align with a particular thing and you're comfortable being closely associated with the same language and means of achieving your goals and the thought process of a particular group of humans from the 40s, reevaluate yourself, become familiar with history.
Yep.
That's all I have to say about that.
All right, let's get into some super chats, and then we'll talk about Sarah Silverman and her comments. And here it is for $5. People were railing on AOC on Facebook. They lost all credibility when they referred to one of the protesters outside the gala as a comrade. Yeah, well, the funny thing is, like, if she wanted to tax the rich and be a rebel, she could have protested the gala rather than attend it. But whatever.
Yeah,
that's right.
True facts.
Yep.
Yeah. Imagine how much food you can feed with what they paid, right?
Yeah.
Those dresses, all the money they spent on those dresses, and it's just insane.
Especially today,
it's so unnecessary.
To these people,
Again,
so of course they can do it.
Everything that's being done right now by this particular group of humans is performative, right? Because they only align with this. This is show and tell. We've seen that the behind the cameras, when the cameras, they don't think the cameras are on them. There are no masks. There's none of this stuff that's being done, right? And the minute the camera is on them, what happens, kids? I mean, it's been shown hundreds of times now. If you're not paying attention to that, it's performative. It's all a show.
Yeah, well, yeah, real. Exactly. Glenzer for 2 American pesos. Basically, it's Auschwitz, Australia. I think that's how you say it, but
yeah, I think he did a good job with it, and he's not wrong.
No, he's not. And let's see, did the super chats jump at all? Okay, yeah. So apparently, I'm missing one. Double check that. Okay, so Roof Creed the Base for 5 American pesos. Just peel off the Band-Aid and pop off the big igloo already. Just suspend the Constitution and let it work itself out. Don't go to DC. It's an FBI setup. And George Molo for $19.99. Look at today. Biden admin is now restricting
monoclonal.
What's that?
Yes, monoclonal antibody therapy.
Really?
That's what Danny got when he got it.
Are you serious? They're
it's monoclonal. Yeah, it's they're
why are they restricting
monoclonal? Yeah, antibiotic therapy. Yeah, that's I mean, it's
IV.
Yeah, and the concept of oh my gosh, what's it called? No, it's there's a word for it.
Hang on. Let me finish reading this because this is insane. Yeah. Okay, so monoclonal antibody therapy treatments and will only dole them out on an equitable basis, meaning blue states get it, red states do not.
That's insane.
Yeah, or they'll dole it out in an equitable basis off of your skin color rather than those who actually need it immediately.
Yeah, and they discovered this, I mean, early on in this whole thing, that plasmapheresis works because it puts the antibodies right into somebody's system that they've harvested from somebody else who's already recovered from it, right?
Damn, George, that is insane, dude.
Yeah, and they are actually threatening to do this if they're not already doing it. I think not only is there a federal lawsuit in place, but this is essentially this good. If you have any doubts about what's happening right now in this country, that's an example of extremism that essentially compromises the human condition.
Yep. I want to get to the Toxis comments real quick. Okay, Nate D for $2. My body, my choice. Absolutely, informed consent is important.
100%, man.
Okay,
but nobody's here a doctor. Nobody here is a doctor.
Nobody here is a doctor.
Consult your doctor.
Consult your doctor. Toxic Man Flu for $50. I see some people in the chat asking what we can do to fight this. You have to be willing to be uncomfortable, live without assurances of your next meal, be jailed and beaten. You are willing to freeze to death at Valley Forge for your freedoms. I released a video on Safe Space today. It's over at Odyssey, kind of talking about a very similar situation. I had somebody from Canada write me about some of the things that were going on in Canada, and I kind of he had several concerns. One of them was the whole thing with the vaccine mandates, the passports, the division that it's causing, and the stuff going on with China, and the social credit scores that are now being applied to companies. And ultimately my response was, first and foremost, start prepping. At least have 30 days worth of food on hand. Go and start figuring out how to garden so you can grow your own food, can it, maybe start raising some animals. Provide that you're able to. You can do this stuff in your backyard. Yeah, you just need to be able to dedicate the time to do it. Yeah. Being more self-reliant, I feel, is very, very important, especially with the coming years with the Great Reset. That is something we all need to be very mindful of. The second thing is protest civil disobedience. That's how you fight back against these lockdowns. That's how you fight back against these vaccine passports and mandates. You need to do what they did, during the 60s with the civil, rights protests. You need to be able to put yourself in uncomfortable positions and risk your liberty. Unfortunately, that's the only way you're going to beat some of this nonsense that's going on. I mean, the COVID thing is real, but it's being exploited. And
it is.
The other issue too is the reason why we're so divided between vaxxed and unvaxxed is because, God forbid, we actually were united, we would be way stronger than the establishment. And that's why they want us to be divided. It's why they want us divided by skin color. It's the reason why they want us divided by vaxxed and not vaxxed. It's all about power and control, and they want all the power and they want to control us.
The people have more power than they do. And if we all came together as one, just saying. So
just look back how many G countries are affected and divided right now. And we're supposed to be the economic power of the world. Right?
Yeah, for how much longer?
Exactly.
Exactly. As long as the US remains, the world currency, reserve currency, the US should be all right. But if that ever changes, we're going to start suffering from some massive hyperinflation.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, wait a minute. We're already there. There was a letter, I'm not sure if I forwarded it to you, that was out there in the world from the Fed saying that they have to raise the debt ceiling or they can't print any more money, and we're essentially effed. If we're effed, the entire world is effed, and there will be no reserve currency in the world.
One thing everyone I think should do is look into modern monetary theory, and look who's joining us, Drew.
Hey, Drew.
Hello, Drew.
Brother,
bro.
Yeah,
you feeling better?
I had to cancel Pegasus because, man, it's just been crazy day for allergies.
If you're not feeling well, man, just
no, I'm good. I took a Benadryl a little bit ago, so I'm it cleared up a little bit. So I'm like, yeah, I could go on. I had as you know, I had a bit of a eventful Wednesday. It's interesting going on a show talking with an audience of 2 to 3 million people. It was. I'm glad that it happened, and man, comics. I don't know if you heard the interview with John B. Wells, but man,
send me a link, man. I want to check it out.
We talked about every single thing that YouTube hates, pretty much, and everything that you and I usually talk about. So it was good, and that guy is a pro's pro. I'll tell you what.
He was awesome.
There's not many radio people that will sit down and do a long form interview anymore, and that's where I think John B. Wells sets himself apart, because most of these shows now are made for like the short attention span type of market, and you're lucky if you get a segment if you're a guest on a show. And John was just amazing for giving me like more than an hour almost just to sit back and we talked about the whole 9 yards, believe me.
Yeah, you did a great job. You acquitted yourself quite well. You and I talked last night.
Yeah.
Very proud of you, my friend. Very proud of you.
Yeah.
Hang on. I got an interesting question here, and then we'll get back to Super Chats real quick. Rowan says, what do you guys think of the AU, UK, US deal? I don't know, man. I haven't heard much about it yet. I Googled it, and I saw some stuff, but I'm not familiar with it. I'll read up on it. Maybe we'll talk about it Monday.
Well, did you hear about supposedly, because I know John had mentioned it last night, there's supposed to be another rally in DC this weekend, and everything about that tells me that it's a trap, that this is 100% an engineered event that they want to turn around and blame, quote, patriots for.
When things go sideways. They're already basically saying that patriots are dangerous. So
exactly.
Roof Queen the base for 10 American pesos as Norm. Can you do Norm culture?
I don't think I can. I can try. Dozens of useless liberals, major college students petitioned to abolish the Constitution today. Thankfully, they're committed to two, never reproduce, because abortion's totally in the Constitution.
Wow. Culture, that was good. That was good, man.
Yeah, not too bad.
Not bad at all. Toxman food for 10 American pesos. I have to eat this crap in the People's Republic of Illinois because one of my kids needs a heart valve replacement and is comfortable with his doc, or we be out in the shithole state. Or we'd be out of the shithole state. Damn, dude.
Yeah.
That's
that's
rough, man.
Yeah, and Tox, listen, we love you, and many of us, we pray for all of our friends on a daily basis, those of us that are religious, and we're gonna have to eat the shit sandwich for a while, but trust and believe that we are going to fight back when the time's right. You've got voices on your side, and we're trying to get critical information out there, so hopefully we can wake more and more people up. And that's what's important. That's why I'm so grateful that I'm friends with comics, because what he does is just so important to this entire thing.
I'm sorry, but culture, stop it.
No. Oh my gosh. Hashtag beware the Drew.
Hashtag beware the Drew. All right, Motorlicious, 5 American pesos. I dropped a vid on my personal channel. I dropped a vid on my personal experience with the Rona. YouTube took it down for medical misinformation. I told them my poo story, and they disagreed.
Oh, man.
Wow.
I didn't have any corn.
That is oh my god, that's the best one I think I've ever done.
Turpin says for $5. Drew's junk is so big. Culture makes an entire batch of weaves for Drew's.
Wow.
Oh man.
We're now crossing the jokes again. All right. Toxic Man Flu. For 5 American pesos, Drew's reached millions of people on Wednesday. still less than half that fit under his humongous penis. Hashtag beware the truth.
That's still low bar for talks. He needs to up it up.
Nah, it really is.
Yeah,
K for 5 American pesos. Goodyear had a new. Goodyear had to beg Drew to stop using condoms. They could not build any more blimps.
It's true. Look, and I'm not allowed to put the meme up, which makes me sad.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, oh man.
Okay. Joshua Finch for $9.99. I want our country back. I am willing to sacrifice, but I will not do it in vain. Absolutely. That's kind of the main thing is chasing windmills or being the nail that sticks us isn't useful. Is there even a silent majority anymore? I don't know, dude. I think there is, but the main thing, like I said, it's all about. I mean, if you're in a blue state and they're doing lockdowns, protest, man. If there's other people out there protesting, protest with them, and that's the only way we're going to be able to turn things around. And look at what happened with the ATF with Chipman. The reason why that Chipman is not head of the ATF right now is because people protested. I won't say they protested. Basically, well, they did just verbally, not necessarily in the streets, but they went and they protested against the government. To confirm him, and so he was booted. So I mean, we do have wins. Few and far between, but we do have them.
I just wanted to speak to Josiah Pitch's point real quick and just say, a lot of people, especially when you see what's going on, when you see all these oh my God.
Did you see what talks is
when you see all these events cascading on top of one another, you can feel overwhelmed and feel like, what am I even fighting for? But trust me, our country is worth fighting for, and there's plenty of people. It's a not so silent majority anymore, because you see more and more people every day coming out and using their voice, and we just have to keep doing it in the best way possible, and hopefully we can achieve victory without it having to go to a violent place. And I really think that we can. I really think that we can.
Yeah, because ultimately it might end up in violence. I mean,
Well, that's the thing we don't want. We want to make sure it doesn't go.
Exactly.
That's the main thing.
Yeah, we don't.
And real quick, what's up, Danny? What's up?
Hey,
how's it going, dude?
Hey, Danny.
What's up, bro? That's the scary part of being in, north of the border, right? And seeing this happen, and knowing that we ourselves are freaking divided in our own country. Yeah. But like I said previously, we do have weapons, but not in mass quantities than populace like you Americans do.
Yeah.
And that's the fearful part, because already before this election that just passed, you guys were pretty divided, and now with this whole COVID just adds more stress to a situation where it's busting at the seams. And it's scary across the world. It's scary because people are standing up. Even look in Australia, like we said before, they're standing up. Even they're starting to act without weapons at hand and take action as well. We just don't see it because mainstream media doesn't want us to see it.
We don't want to cover it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's scary times, man. It is. It truly is.
Okay, Rowan Mangowan. I think I said that right.
Rowan Mangian.
Is that
Mangian?
God
Mangian.
damn, I suck at saying it.
That's okay. It's just words.
It's just words.
It's just
words,
man.
words.
It's words, bro. Come on.
Words are hard.
They are hard.
Okay, for $7.99 Australia gets to build U.S. designed nuclear powered submarines. That's what we are being told here in Australia. Hail all.
Yeah, there's a 3-way deal. I put 2 links in the private chat. But that's and you know what? China is not happy, and neither is France.
Interesting.
why the French and even anyways, I don't get why the French
Well,
are so
in a way,
upset.
too
it's
busy
not
protesting.
the French, it's the government. See, that's
Yeah.
the thing, Gascar. You
Yeah,
know this.
yeah.
It's
Mhm.
it's the macaroni guy or whatever in France.
Yeah,
It's not-
macaroons.
Macaroons.
Yeah, the guy that got smacked in the face, which was amazing.
The Cookie Man. Macron.
Yeah, the Macron guy. Yeah, the dude that. Yeah, exactly. And you know what? France, they have a billion people. You know, or lots of people standing in the street going, "You super suck." So
Hey, your name is Culture Casino? Come on.
All right. Taxi Man flew for 10 American pesos. Jed, $150 is a super chat. Is not up to snuff for you.
He
How
typed
about
that
this?
one like, I'm gonna get that motherfucker on this one.
Jed's penis is so small that it creates its own black hole. Hashtag can't see Jed's dog.
Wow.
Oh man, that
is what they call having a real innie instead of an outie.
Oh my god! But just look, you know, just say Thumbelina and it's all done. We're good.
Nick D for $2. I'd rather fight windmills than impotent whinge.
Impotently
whinge. Yeah,
Impotently
whinge. Yeah. Yeah, and that's, you know, I get that. And here's the thing. I mean, I'm going to fight the windmills. He's going to fight the windmills. He's going to fight the windmills. He's going to fight the windmills.
Well, it's the reason why we yell at them on Mondays.
Oh, no, Monday we
technically
yell at
park
them.
cars.
Yeah, we yell at the cars because, you know, we don't have windmills here. But, you know.
We don't. What delicious for another 2 American pesos. Biden's vax speech was to get Afghanistan out of the news.
Yep. Yeah, it was. Yeah, like I said, I mean, Jack Murphy was like talking about it. He's like, they can't do this. That's why they're coming at it from this bizarre bunch of angles that they're going to get defeated on.
Terminus.
Oh,
no. These guys are on fire.
I never fired that guy.
Terminus S for $5. What do Drew and the Liberty Bell have in common? Their dog is revolutionary.
Oh my god,
man, that's great. Jed's penis is
like
so
toxic.
small that measure the distance between electrons and atoms in Jed's.
Oh my god!
Oh god, man!
That was a good
my
one.
God.
That's a good one, man.
Oh god,
dude.
Dude, Darth Scipio, you're right. I am the Buddy Christ of tilting at windmills.
He's like, hey, with a little wink.
All right,
God
okay,
dang.
let's,
We're having this is way too much fun for the world to being like annihilated right now. So
I know. Let's talk about Sarah Silverman and her comments.
Oh, that'll depress everybody. You know.
You're in a fucking good mood.
Hang on, let me make sure I fucking share the audio before I go and start playing this crap.
You know,
I did.
once you share the audio, like it automatically does
stays.
it now.
Okay,
Yeah.
It stays.
That must be new.
Yeah,
cool. All right, so
I mean, this may be a negative thought, or maybe a positive one. I don't know, but if people aren't getting along, like in relationship, they break up. You know, so like, why don't we just finally just realize that these states aren't working and like divide up into like 2 or 3 countries?
Is it funny that she's echoing a right-wing talking point?
Dude, she sounds like us like a year ago. We're you know what? You crazy humans in these 7 states that are completely off the chain, go away. The rest of us get along mostly, and you know what? We kind of need each other. And when you guys can figure out that you can't feed yourselves, or do any of the things that you need, or get cars, come see us.
Canada will probably take them.
Oh yeah.
Just saying, it's true. Because listen, our province went through 2 referendums to separate from Canada. The one I remember the most was back in '93. Where the vote was so close, I think it was by 1.5 percentage points. The country didn't separate. In my mind, it blew my mind how. That's why I can't stand Trudeau. I can't stand the Liberal government, because they did nothing to protect the Anglophones and the rights of Canadians that were still in Quebec fighting for this. I remember protesting. I remember them. They changed the Canadian flag at one point. They put blue stripes along it to represent the French, to for them to feel more inclusive into it. And I remember that fear and my parents' fears. I remember construction cranes after this referendum. Companies completely picked up shop and moved either to Toronto or back to the United States or back to Europe because they were gonna, build roots in Montreal. And that's when Montreal became the second largest city, was because of that. Because we had the economy going for a long time, and the first referendum, kicked us down. We started building up, and the second one just completely destroyed what could have been. And that's one thing in the United States, when I hear talks like when Texas wants to separate and stuff like that, it's a feasible situation, because if we came this close, it can happen anywhere.
Well, for Texas, it's feasible because of how our economy is. Like California, they could separate all they want, but their state would just collapse overnight.
It would. It literally would.
Yeah. And remember, I'm also from a Basque background, and in Spain, the Basque wanted to separate for centuries.
Yeah.
And it's insane.
The funny thing about it is, take a look at a nation like Iraq, which is comprised of multiple ethnic groups. And one of the biggest mistakes that Bush made when we rolled in there was going, oh, we got to keep the country together. It's like, no, you should have separated it into multiple countries. You should have created Kurdistan. You should have created all these other areas. That way, you would stop the infighting between these ethnic groups. But that's not what we did. We tried to keep the country together. And honestly, I haven't kept up with what's going on in Iraq. I don't even know if it's still a thing anymore. I just know that Afghanistan went to shit. So anyway, let's continue to listen to what she has to say here.
Countries of like USA 1 and USA 2.
Sure.
And they can be USA 1. Like the conservatives can be USA 1 because they love being number one, and that it means something to them. And I'd love to have that be theirs. They can be USA 1, we'll be USA 2, and we'll be allies. And you'll come over here and we'll go over there, and
you'll be coming over here begging
for Thanksgiving turkey.
Yeah.
Why does this remind me of a bad? Why does this remind me of? It reminds me of a bad episode of the Flash series.
Yeah.
It's just funny. It's like you think that those blue states produce food. Some of them maybe, but you think there's enough?
And that's the thing. In California, you have to consider what's their biggest population of worker, right? How long are they going to stay in California? They're not. And you're going to end up with them moving to other states that also produce food. You're going to end up, you may be able to feed California. Congratulations. But you're not going to be able to do it elsewhere. All the food's produced in the middle, and you can own, you can be Bill Gates and bought a bunch of farmland in the middle. But guess what? When the state separates, you don't get to keep the land, dick. You're done. And that's the other thing these people aren't thinking about. It's like, guess what? It doesn't belong to you anymore. You no longer hold a position of, ownership in the country that you've separated from.
Yeah.
Every time governments are divided, the land ownership is redistributed.
Well, not only that, but the biggest issue right now, which is what is being highlighted, I think, here and now this year, or maybe like the last 4 years, is the fact that there is a huge issue when the federal government makes a law and it impacts states differently. Let's put it this way. The impact is, for the most part, the same across these different states. But the thing is, the problem, what may be a problem in one state may not be a problem in another. And that's kind of the issue, is that you're trying to fix a problem in one state that doesn't have a problem.
Yeah. And it's the same problem that they have with unfunded mandates, which they have been doing for fucking 50 years, where you're telling states they have to do these certain things, but they really don't, because it doesn't exist in that state. And you know what? You're telling them to do it on their own dime, and they're like, F you, we don't have the money to do this. That's unfunded. right? You're not giving us this money. You know, the states essentially, and every citizen of every state sends their tax money federally to the federal government. Then the federal government redistributes, this is the worst word in the world, redistributes the tax money back to the states how they feel. And they do this in education and every other thing. So if you live in Arizona, a percentage of your tax money isn't being sent back to Arizona for education. It's being sent to New York City. Well, I don't fucking live in New York City, you know? So, you know, these departments that
That's
are
like one of the biggest issues with Illinois is that literally all the tax money gets funneled into Chicago. And when I was there a while back, it was funny because there were some people, they worked in Illinois but lived in Idaho.
Yeah.
Not Idaho, it was Iowa.
Iowa, yeah.
I can't, yeah.
Or Indiana.
Iowa.
Indiana's the other big populace, right? Because Gary, Indiana, and those other things are like on the border of Chicago. And that's the other thing. I mean, if you've ever worked, by the way, I did. If you ever worked in Chicago or on the outskirts, you know that most, you know, there are people that every day they get up in Indiana and they drive their little butts over the border and they work in Chicago and they come back and and no matter what, those dollars end up back in Chicago. You know, and they don't deserve to be, you know, and that's the problem. It's how you end up with, you know, the crypt keeper running a city like Chicago, right? You just, you know, and you have all these failed cities that are supported by not the states or even the cities that they freaking, you know, exist within. Chicago is a fucking drain hole. So is New York City. There are many cities in this country that used to be great supporters of our economy and now are a giant sucking sound. Remember the giant sucking sound? It's all these fucking blue cities.
Yeah. All right, let's finish this off real quick.
When you come to many times when you go to a different country, you have to get a vaccine. That's that. By the end of the question, by the end of my answer, I have no idea what the question was. I don't think I'm anywhere near it. Click.
Anyway, that was it. So I want to get to George's comments real quick. George says, Silverman's comments today were hilarious. I was saying, yeah, don't throw me in the briar patch, please.
Yeah, exactly. If anybody knows that reference.
Yes.
Oh, I know what that is. Yeah. Please don't throw in the briar patch. You know?
Yeah, but shall we break up on that? What do you think, comics? Shall we all break up?
What do I think? I don't know, man. It's I think if we stopped making laws that applied to every state by the federal government, that should not be done that way. You know, gun laws is a perfectly good example of this because you know, national gun laws are bad. Okay, if Chicago has a problem with guns, then I think the state of Illinois should have the right to do whatever they need to do to get their murder rates down and whatnot.
But wait, time out, because the libertarian me says, okay, except the Constitution says that right shall not be infringed upon.
That's the thing I was going to get to as well, is that I'm fine with the concept of our Constitution. I do think that certain things should not be infringed, obviously free speech and the Second Amendment. Those are, you know, the First Amendment and the Second Amendment are very, 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 very important. But ultimately, a lot of issues are kind of regional, and making national laws don't solve the problem. They just make things worse for other people.
Well, and that's the other thing is like you make a national law for something that doesn't apply to the other 49 states. F you in the booty. You know, it's like you didn't do anything, especially if it only exists in the two major populous areas, that are usually the two biggest cities in a state. It's like you didn't solve a problem. If you have bears in the extremities and you take guns out of the hands of the citizenry to defend themselves from the bears, because you can't have guns in the cities because, you know, people, you know, tend to shoot each other when they don't like each other. You know, that doesn't solve a problem, because then you end up with, guess what? Too many bears and a lot of people dead in the extremities. This is a big problem. I hate any of this stuff bothers me.
Here's the other issue with there being a breaking apart of the United States is the power grid. Texas could leave the union and be fine because it has its own power grid. It has its own industry. Not saying it wouldn't be rough, but for the most part, we have our own economy to be okay.
There are
most
many
states can't do that.
Well, except that if they are part of the 27 states that would give the middle finger to the other states, look, there are a lot of states that would have to make a decision. Their populists would have to go, you know what? Are we going to go over here and know that our life will be limited We'll have some great tech, but we're not going to be able to eat. They are going to want to eat. So they'll.
I'm not sure what we grow here in Texas. I know that there's cotton. We obviously
there is food. Meat. You have meat.
Well, there's a lot of ranching. So there's the beef is taken care of. Yeah. Meat is taken care of. But obviously, vegans. Yeah, no vegans.
You have a massive power system, right? So there are a lot of Western states that have their own power structure, nuclear, coal, oil. They all have their own plants, right? They even have their own refineries. I mean, that's the other thing. Texas can supply 7 other states that they're actually part of the power grid with oil if they need those resources, right? So you have all these states. A lot of the southern states. Literally there are 7 states that could walk away and decide later on that was the worst mistake of their entire existence.
Okay, George is saying corn, potatoes, chicken, lamb, beef, and wine.
He's not wrong. Yeah, and I mean you have a lot of states. I mean, they're like, okay, so let's look at all the nuclear power plants that still exist, right? Because California is decommissioning them. All these blue states are decommissioning the cleanest source of energy they could possibly come across, and the not blue states they still have them. So
okay, I know that both Kai and Darth Scipio both mentioned this, that basically California has its own farmland, so they will be fine on the fruit front.
Well, as long as they can get people to work those farmlands. See, this is the thing you don't understand. When you start to shift into communism, socialism, those types of government, or those types of economic models, you will have people that will eat far less because they won't have access to more. You're going to have people that are less interested in working. I don't think you understand what happens in those environments. It's one of the reasons the Soviet Union failed. It's one of the reasons the wall came down with Germany, all these other things. It's because you can't maintain that kind of thing. There is no incentive in the human condition to continue to work when if I choose not to work, I still get the same stuff.
Mm-hmm. So, unfortunately, I can't highlight this because the chat jumped. Pirate Queen for 199 says, continue to laugh. The left hates happiness. There was a point in time where they didn't. That's the thing I find so strange about all this. It's JJ for $5. Comics. Just remember to keep an eye on Drew's glasses. He draws a little boob symbol.
Yeah, there are often reflections of images in his glasses.
Well, part of the issue is I can never tell because I have my screen split, so it's the stream is not large enough for me to see what is reflected in his glasses. So.
I'm sending you a bunch of monitors. You need.
I have 2.
You need more.
I have one really giant one and one I typically do the sharing on. So
yeah, but you need 4. You need my array. That's what you need.
All right. Modelicious for 5 American pesos. Remember that time when Texas wanted to secede and it was lauded as a racist and xenophobic, but California secession wasn't. Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Pepperidge Farm remembers. That's right. Yeah. Oh man. Look, the Sarah Silverman thing is helpful because how long? This was a year ago we were having this conversation. Comics. I remember it.
Yeah.
I'm like, because there are 7. Look, there's 7.
More and more people are having the conversation. I mean, I think it is more of a possibility now. I don't know.
But there's a thing also to take into consideration, though. The military. How is the military going to be split?
Well, that's the other problem.
If it comes to that, right?
There's a problem. Yeah. The majority of the military bases are not in the areas where these blue states are.
I know.
And the ones that are typically in blue states have been closed down.
That's right. They've been doing their very best.
There's an awful lot of naval bases in California that have been shut down.
Yeah. Yeah. And
you can think the Bragg Commission. And,
no, that's a good question. Roland Romanjian says, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, for $7.99, Rowan says, how would you break up the military? Yeah, which states go which way? This would make the USA the third.
2.
Sorry. Let me start that over because my brain is messing up. Which states go which way? This would make the USA 3, countries not to. Yeah, that was kind of my point. Because of the power grid. I think if the U.S. was to break up, you could only do 3 at this point.
Yeah, except that okay, so no, it'd be 2.
It would be the West Coast, the East Coast, and then everybody else.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. Is the East Coast and the West Coast would want to be aligned, but they wouldn't be connected. It'd be really interesting. We have transcontinental railroad, but here's the thing: you wouldn't suffer for ports because you have ports in Florida, ports in New Orleans, ports in Texas. You'd have plenty of ports. Not only that. You don't think Mexico would want to become part of USA Middle, USA 2, whatever you want to call it?
I was about to say that.
Yeah. It's like okay. So realize that now the countries that are aligning themselves together have less population overall if you align with Mexico, and you have less military influence, and you have less ports. Because you have more coastline if you incorporate Mexico. Believe me, Mexico is going to want to get on board with the middle states. And then you change the entire economic circumstance. By the way, the economic circumstance of the world is already changing. If you're not already on board with cryptocurrency, find a way to get there.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
the world is going to defeat globalism because, you know how? Currency will no longer be controlled by banks.
Mm-hmm.
And we are on the way to doing that.
It would be controlled by either the states or...
It's controlled by no one. It's controlled by the ether. It's controlled by the regulation of the cryptocurrency itself.
Well, yeah, if you go full crypto, you are correct.
Well, it's going to go that way. I'm sorry. It's just... Yeah. The chips are on the table right now, guys. I'm telling you right now, with what's been happening in the crypto market, with even the insignificant coins like Satima Inu and Shiba Inu coins and all that, those have accelerated up. Shiba Inu is about to drop a 0, kids. It went up over 25% today. You had Satima Inu. Right now, my investment in Satima Inu has escalated to 3 times its original value in less than 2 days. So there's a whole lot of crypto that's starting to explode. And and by the way, the Shiba Inu coins are of course tied to Doge. Doge is going to continue to rise. All these other coins are going to continue to rise. XPR is going to go up. CRO is going to go up. All these other things I'm talking about are going to rise. And you're going to see things like the Fed and other things like Fed coin. It's not even off the ground yet. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
they're trying to do Fed now, I believe.
Yeah, and they're not going to get that. They're not going to get it off in time, and nobody's going to. Here's the thing: part
of the problem. Yeah, we kind of talked about Fed now in the past, and it's the whole negative interest thing is what is frightening about that. Got some super chats to get through, and then we can finally jump to our next
topic.
Sorry,
I get off easy, so
it's fine. It's fine. All right, we're creating the base for 5 American pesos. The economy is about to crash. Pull out your cash now. How prepared is Texas to run payroll off of crypto/alternative currencies? They printed money on purpose to crash the economy. I don't know. That's a good question. I know that me personally, I've been putting some money into crypto. I've been putting some money in, been focusing more on investing. So maybe I should save up money in my account in case there is actually a stock market crash to throwing stuff in there, because the best time to buy stocks is when there's blood in the water, folks.
Oh, there's so much blood coming, guys. You don't even know. And China is about to go tits up, kids. Financially, you're going to see.
I know. I've heard that. I've heard that.
Yeah, we had people in the chat that were saying the same thing. Their stock market's about to shit. Their one of their primary banks just took a dump today. And the thing is
Zero Hedge has been talking about this a lot.
Nobody outside of Zero Hedge has said stuff about it, and it should be, because this is reminiscent. By the way, if you guys ever
and this is the thing too. Back to the whole prepping thing I want to throw out there. If we are heading for a crash, stock up on your stuff now. Now is the time to do it.
I have a year and a half worth of shit, and that's on purpose. And here's the other thing: 2015 in China is about to fucking repeat itself. So just pay attention, guys, because just China is going to go down like a $3 hooker on nickel night.
Let's see here. Joshua Finch for $1.99. Bill Gates is a cryptogram for punchable face. That's funny. Hang on, what was Talk saying? Did you get the rumor about China from Doomcock?
Yeah, and Talks changed his name too.
Yeah, he changed it to Jed's unbelievable small wang. Kai MFL discussion about splitting up is unproductive discussion about coming together would make the founding fathers proud, maintain perspective. I agree, man. Like I said, I'm not sold on the split per se. I think honestly, my worries about it is that I think it would result with a lot of bloodshed, and that's I think we need to avoid as much as we can. So I agree. We need to resolve our differences, but I don't know if we can at this point because we've become super polarized, and that's the thing that's so frightening about it. Is nobody is willing to give ground. I mean, the left is so heavily entrenched with their identity politics, and there are active factions that are trying to deem everything white supremacy so they can tear it down. And I like the Constitution. I like the right to say whatever I want to say, and not have to worry about being thrown into a gulag by the government. I like the fact that I have the ability to go and defend myself in this country, whereas other countries have basically stripped away their gun rights. It's frightening. I mean, look what's happening in Australia right now. And the biggest reason why they can get away with that is because in '96 they basically took away their gun rights, and they can't fight back. They can't fight back against a tyrannical government, and that was the whole point of the Second Amendment. Is it's not just self-defense, but being able to protect yourself from a tyrannical government. And we're seeing it in real time.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. And take the time to find Penn and Teller talking about the Second Amendment on YouTube. It's out there.
Penn before he fucking sold out.
Yeah. Find that because it actually tells you the way the Second Amendment is written, that you're allowed to have you could have a tank. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. The reason the law is written the way it is, the reason the Constitution is written the way it is, the Bill of Rights are written the way it is to support all of these particular rights that the government can't take away from you. If you are God-given these things, and the government is not allowed to take them away.
Yep. Terminus S for 5 American pesos. Jed's thingy is so tiny, a sexy coronavirus was trying to mate with it. Hashtag can't see Jed's dong.
Wow, that's a spike protein I don't want to see.
That's again for 5 American pesos. It's not left or right. It's the same fascist changing with the collective consciousness to stay in power. Yeah, I mean, it really is an authoritarian versus libertarian thing right now.
Yeah.
J.A.F.O for 499. The Soviets had such problems with starvation. They would put up posters, remind the serfs, don't eat your young.
It's true.
Wow, dude, that's
it's not wrong.
It's not wrong. I've literally seen those posters and pictures before.
The Good Tom King for 5 American pesos. That's crazy. That's weird. The U.S. is now ruled by the Fed and petrodollar, which sustains our current world order. Breaking up the U.S. is near impossible.
Wouldn't be hard.
If you'd like to keep it. Yeah, the petrodollar is the thing, and you are absolutely correct.
Except that the the states that still have oil, like Texas and many other places, they have their own sources for petrodollar. The problem is that we have to overcome the fiat currency, which is how you do it, Tom King, is with crypto. Crypto's already on the way to replacing the other fiats, and it's doing it in various different forms, and it doesn't matter. It's already being utilized by other governments as effective means of payment. So just start to pay attention to all those things. In fact, it's so much so that India has accepted many different cryptocurrencies as forms of payment. You're seeing the U.S. start to do it. You're seeing U.S. companies start to do it. And as you see Amazon start to do it, it'll change the scale. So just pay attention, because you're going to have even these authoritarian inclined companies go, we don't want to lose the opportunity to collect revenue. So we have to allow for this cryptocurrency to be utilized as payment. That way we can continue to get revenue from all of the places that accept it as the normal every day. And that's the difference, is which it really frustrates the IRS and many other, entities, because they won't be able to track it. And banks, decentralization of banks is going to happen again. It's actually already happening. You're going to have open U.S. banking regulations, which means that you'll have a lot of different other types of banks that are available that will change this as well. They don't want any of this to happen. These authoritarians are trying to lock this stuff down, but there's already too much against them on that side of the equation. We just all have to buy into it. That's the difference.
Okay, Mr. Grant Gregory, for 145, Drew is so big, his junk was on the radio and got all 2 million of the listeners pregnant. Okay, Mr. Grant Gregory, for $3.33, adding some positivity. Big shout out to you all on the panel. Since you had me on, I have been on several streams like R&B and going to be on Nick Weiser next week. Awesome. Got up to 63 subs on YouTube. Hail you all. You are all like George. You have a beautiful soul. Well, thank you, sir.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, appreciate that.
We do anything we can and everything we can for everybody who's up and coming. It's the way look, that's the only way we're going to work.
We need more voices out there.
Yeah.
Okay, Riv Cream the Base for $2. Look up Cannibal Island to see what awaits communism. Yeah, that rings a bell, dude. I remember hearing about it, but
man,
I don't remember the details.
Yeah. Oh no.
You don't want it.
Jed's unbelievably small Wang for 5 American-based Drew is so big that Saturn and Jupiter are his balls.
Can you imagine the gravity that his wang has if those are his balls? I'm just saying, because Saturn, pretty big planet.
Yeah. Brett the Illustrated for $2. China crashing is a big sign.
It is.
I got to look into that, man. I didn't hear about stuff going on with China.
Oh, dude, the bank, their primary bank, and that's the thing, is Beijing's not stepping in. So that's weird. They may still choose to do so, but it's the same. It's like exactly the same scenario as 2015. I've been paying attention. It's why I'm watching the markets as I have been. Because I watched 10 Cent drop another $2 today. I'm watching all these tech companies in China that are essentially the buoy that keeps them afloat, starting to go down, and I'm going, oh, this doesn't look good. So yeah, just one of those things.
Comics, if they do that, would they come back over here then? If those companies that are over there, would they try to come back over here?
Don't know.
Well, no. See, they've divested themselves. Of course, so we pushed out not only the communists, but the raiders out of AMC, right? Yeah. We pushed them out of AMC. Yeah, we did. We pushed them out of some other places. They did not appreciate that, by the way.
No, they did.
I bet.
The hedge companies don't like us very much, but we push them out of that, and that's what we need to continue to do. When they go to short something that has value, we need to kick them in the nuts as much as we possibly can. And, those are the guys we got to go after. Right. And that's how we get back at these corporate asshats that have been trying to control everything.
So I want to get this. And there's some comments I want to talk about with that. So Roof Cream the Base for $2. Koof was an excuse to reset. Emperor had no clothes.
Emperor still has no clothes.
Yeah, and Kai is pretty spot on with this comment here. So I've been trying to get this. Kai for $5. If they're trying to tank the country, then we can't fix this. Is what the globalists want you to think? Maybe reevaluate. I can debate this ish all day. I think you're right, dude. Because what it kind of comes into is, it's not just that. I mean, ultimately, that's what China would want, right? If the U.S. was to break up, because we would definitely no longer be a superpower on the planet anymore. And you are absolutely spot on with that, Kai.
And here's the thing: we just have to overcome the extreme left stuff. The people that are the fascists, the communists, the socialists. We just have to overcome them. You're not wrong. But here's the thing. I mean, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I saw toxic thing.
Go ahead.
No, sorry, I was laughing at Tox's
It's-
super chat. It was Tox. I was laughing at Tox. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
No,
there's several, but go ahead.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Please.
I
no,
was gonna
gas
say
card.
is like
Go.
the Chinese have bought how much property in United States and Canada?
They bought a
this time?
lot.
They here in Canada, at least I can speak because I was following it in Vancouver, Ontario, and even here in Quebec. They've bought so many houses, condo sky rises, that they inflated the real estate market. In Vancouver, it's like extremely expensive. Toronto is ridiculous.
And
go ahead.
do you know how you solve that problem? You
By not
remove
allowing
the ability. No, you remove the ability of foreign entities to purchase items in your country, which is what Mexico has done and many other countries. They limit how you're able to purchase property. And that solves that problem. But again, I mean, governments like the United States and Canada have not moved to make that move. But if they do, China's effed. This is the other thing. We need to actually move towards the way we can F them. And again, you have one entity in the world trying to conquer the world. It's called China. Everybody else just wants to keep their shit together and make things work. And we have no interest. United States has always like interfered with other people's shit. Canada's always helped. There's a lot of other governments has always helped along the way, but they're only doing it in a way that they think is going to stabilize the world.
Absolutely.
Whereas China is just trying to conquer the world, so they'll do anything they can. They'll buy politicians. They'll buy influence.
In a worse way, I think the U.S. has been
land.
trying to conquer the world too through basically turning other countries into democracies.
Well, yeah, but that's not conquering the world. That's allowing everybody else a degree of liberty.
It is, but it's also forcing an ideology on, I think, certain groups of people that don't necessarily want the ideology.
Okay, well,
I mean, look at Afghanistan, guys.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about nation building. I don't care about that. That stuff. I didn't want to get involved.
The nation
in
building stuff is what I'm talking about.
I didn't want to get involved in that. I wanted to bring democracy to other nations that were already unstable, right? The ones that were looking for it.
I want to say the ones that actually want it. Yes, then we should definitely help them.
And that's when you get to the nuts and bolts of the issue, when they're talking about developing their own version of a constitution, right? You need founding fathers, you need members of whatever that nation is to come together and decide, negotiate, conversate on what direction they want to go. Parliamentary, representative republic, et cetera, et cetera. That's the kind of democracy I want to see happen throughout the world. Nation building, because you took over another country or whatever, I have no interest in that. That's the very definition of colonialization is that. I don't want any part of that, right? I want legitimate freedom for everybody if that's what they want. That's it. Now, if you want to be ruled by a theocracy, more power to you. But I guarantee you the people in Afghanistan, they don't have an interest in the theocracy that's coming down upon them right now, right?
Yep. All right.
That's true.
We're just so not get on every topic tonight. Which is fine. It's typically how it rolls sometimes. Terminus S for 2 American pesos. Saturn's rings are Drew's cock rings. Joshua Finch for $4.99. Drew's so big it earned the nickname Event Horizon.
Nice. Congratulations.
You know what?
Roof Creed the base for 2 American pesos. Realize how many bonds China holds. Watch them call. Yeah.
That's
something.
That's going to be something that we can actually stop. Well, that's something other people know about monetary stuff. But we can actually just say, yeah, no, we're not going to do that today.
Yep. Just another red shirt for 5 American pesos. As my voice cracks. Drew's member is so big. if NASA ever goes to Mars, they'll have to include it in their orbital calculations. Toxic Wang flew for 5 American pesos. Drew is so big that only Brie Larson has feet big enough to kick him in the balls. Hashtag Drew with the Drew.
Oh, you know Matt's gonna get jealous on that one. Okay,
Oh, totally.
You can get Matt jealous. That's my girl. Like,
The good Tom King for $2. This is a great discussion. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Which is funny considering we didn't hit any of the topics we wanted to hit.
Not yet.
Yeah, I know, right?
We got one of them, which was
Yeah.
talking about the whole thing with the Sarah Silverman and the Great Separation.
And I'm not allowed to talk about what else she likes, but anyway.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. She likes parking the beef bus in the poop chute. Mr. Tickle Trunk for 5 Canadian pesos. Don't know why these dick jokes are happening because I got here late. Dude, you haven't made it to a stream in a while, and yeah, the dick jokes have been going on for a
They're
spell.
going strong.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, and Mr. Tick, we love you, bro. We love you. We miss you every time you're not here.
It's like, okay, so the jokes now, I mean, I'm pretty sure you remember the Nick Weiser stuff. So there's the 32 flavors of Nick Weiser. There's hashtag beware the Drew, and basically it's Drew's penis that you got to watch out for. And now culture has weave jokes.
And now we have Jed's tiny penis.
Yeah, and now Jed has a tiny dick thanks to Toxic Panther.
That's the reason why we're called the Dicks Division.
Man. This is deep conversation lore.
Yeah, culture's now on the cover of Soul Glow.
I just know
I heard it in my head.
Those D jokes. I'm egotistical.
Wow.
Man, actually, I think he was here for the dick jokes.
He has been.
just
He's
kept
playing
going.
around.
He's just played around.
I love him.
Janet from Another Planet, we love your content.
Yeah,
dude, I love all of you people. Between the best nights of the week for me, aside from the Fridays where we see amazing things happen like in real time, is Mondays and Thursdays. I love them. I love them. It's ridiculous. I can't get enough of coming on Mondays and Wednesdays. And the only reason
we definitely have a good time for sure.
Oh my god. Yeah,
Thursday night throwdown is one of my absolute favorites.
Oh man,
I completely agree.
Warm up, baby. Warm up for Friday. Let's go.
Yep, it is. That 70s rock fan for 5 Canadian pesos. Drew, the mighty supreme heretic
man.
Heretic man. And heretic man. Instead of he-man.
And the
mask.
Nice
of the universe.
Dude, 70s.
That was awkward. Anyway, Terminus S for 5 American pesos. That wasn't an asteroid that killed the dinosaurs. That was Drew teabagging the earth so hard with this enormous cosmic scrotum. Hashtag beware the Drew. Oh my god, those are fucking funny.
Those are great. Should make a compilation and make a book out of it.
Dude, they're Brightest Day's been doing them for Nick Weiser flavors.
Yeah, Brightest Day's been killing it. My God, I love that.
Monday was on point.
Talking about crossing the streams. This Chicken Chunk for 2 Canadian pesos, 69 flavors of Dick Weiser.
Oh God! No.
Am I doing this right?
And a new meme was born.
Oh God! No void for $4.99. Hail panel. This show has quickly become a stable weekly favorite. Thank you. Well, thank you. Thank you for hanging out with us. At one point, 150 of you. Now we're down to 135. Like I said, you guys keep us sane while we keep you guys sane.
We love you guys. We love you all.
Yeah. Before you read Tox's next super chat, hold on. I gotta change my avatar for the occasion.
No.
Right. I was wondering why you became a nipple for.
Yeah.
My God, talking about nipples, man. We just rewatched Species. Remember that movie?
Yeah,
I saw that in the
talking
theater.
about nipples right there.
My kids are traumatized.
I wasn't really traumatized when I saw it. I don't know why. Like,
Man, that's some serious nipple power. If you can get
Here you go. Here you go. Here you go, Tox.
All right, here we go. Toxin Wang flew for $5. What if Drew was a woman? Diane's vagina is so big it makes Kamala Harris look small. Hashtag don't fall into Diane's vag.
Oh, you stop now.
You had to read it twice for the echo.
yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Good old Jean-Claude.
Okay. Finally, we can at least cover one of the articles.
No,
One of them. Are you sure about that?
Keely's? Look, Brie Larson is flat and cheesy, but not pizza. Oof.
no.
Gross. Gross.
Dude, I love Keely Chow. God, you guys are great tonight. I love
Keely's
you all.
awesome.
Congratulations. Wait, Mr. Grant Gregory just bought 100,000 Shiba Inu coins. Congratulations, my friend. You will enjoy them, I hope. Wow, I hope
I will have to go and invest in some Shiba Inu or something.
right now, let's wait. Let me look. I need to see how much I own. We're gonna do this real time, kids. We're gonna find out how much Shiba Inu do I own.
While he's doing that, we'll get Toxic's next super chat. Toxic Wang flew for 5 American pesos. What if that was the wrong one? I need to scroll down. Sorry. Okay, Weavewiser hair product number 78. Gender fluid pube conditioner.
With added
Damn, bro.
horse shampoo. What?
No,
currently I own 87 million Shiba Inu coins.
Nice.
It's about to knock off a zero, kids. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Knock off a zero in a cryptocurrency, it becomes more stable. Every time you knock off a zero, it's more stable. And it's weird
Invest in
because
rabbit chicken.
Rabbit chick. I don't know what that is, but sounds good to
I'm
me.
guessing for food, rabbit and chicken.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
all right.
that sounds like something off of Fortnite right there. Like,
All right, guys. Have you seen this article?
Yes, I hate this man.
Oh,
like,
God.
He
yes,
is
Scott Mendelson. Oh,
Our
I feel
good friend Scotty Mendelson. Shang-Chi's top 150 million, but highlights the limits of diversity at the box office. Do I have one for shut the fuck up? No, I
I
don't.
thought you did.
I do know. I have something that's actually appropriate for this man.
Shut up and sit down, you big bald fuck.
Yes, exactly.
I was gonna start singing "Shut the fuck up, bitch! You can't sing." Shut the fuck up, bitch! You can't sing. Shut. That's
right.
an old.
Oh,
Culture,
man.
would you like to take this one?
Oh,
Go
absolutely.
ahead, Culture. You got your reading glasses on, so
I do have my reading glasses on.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a dick thing, Jet. Anyway.
Wow. Culture, he's got his reading glasses on.
As we've sadly seen for years, diversity is a very big deal only when it's in relation to a movie or brand audiences already want to see. Marvel and Disney's Shang-Chi and The Legend of the Ten Rings earned $2.448 million on Monday, an understandable 87% drop from its previous Monday, which was a jaw-dropping $19.4 million Labor Day gross. And
Okay, hang on. Jaw-dropping as in it was good or bad?
Well, that's the other problem this guy suffers from is relevancy. I mean,
and TDS too. So.
Yeah, no. Here's the thing. Everything drops 87%. And it's one of the things I called out originally on the videos that I was doing was like, this will fall consistently within the mean, and it did. This entire film has fallen within the mean of the projection, which was low, which means it's not going to be profitable, which is something this man can't accept, but we will continue.
Of course.
And it has earned $3.2 million yesterday, a decent 31% jump from Monday. That's a decent jump even by a pre-COVID cheap ticket Tuesday standard. It's also double the 15% day 12 Monday to Tuesday jump for Black Widow in mid-July. Moreover, not only is this film past the domestic total for Sonic the Hedgehog, $148.9 million in early 2020, it has passed the $150 million mark at the domestic box office. That makes it the fourth film to do so in 2021 and the fifth in all of 2020 and 2021.
Well, being 2020 wasn't that difficult. Let's be
Yeah.
honest.
And being 2021 ain't that hard either.
Exactly, Jed. Thank you for that. And look, I mean, this guy reeks of disingenuousness, but we will continue.
Well, not only that, here's another thing too that needs to be taken into consideration when it comes to Marvel stuff right now. Endgame, okay, it was a jumping off point.
$2 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Also, on top of that, yes, and this is something I know that Gary has brought up. I think several of us have brought this up.
Yeah.
It's you're not going to be seeing $1 billion movie anytime soon because the coup ruined all that. People got out of the habit of going to see movies. I know that there are arguments against that because we're seeing record-breaking box office numbers for concerts and live shows and stuff like that. But movie theaters not doing so hot.
They did it to themselves. Comics, you know why? The media.
Well, there's a lot of factors that play into it.
Well, but the media that they control has been nothing but fear.
Not only that, that's true too. It's that and the fact that they're putting out crap. Okay.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
Doesn't help. But its current domestic total puts it behind only A Quiet Place 2 at $160 million, which was not something that would compete with a superhero movie, by the way.
No, hell
no, it would not.
It wasn't.
Come on, this is a Marvel movie. It should be creeping up more on the closer to the high side of getting towards $1 billion.
It should. And
it's not going to.
F9 at $173 million. Now, mind you, he's only comparing domestic totals. Just pay attention to this. And Black Widow, $184 million.
Hang on. I want to inject a point real quick. So if Captain Marvel 2 was to come out right now, would it break $1 billion?
Hell no.
Not even close.
Nope.
Is the answer. And it just goes to show you the only reason why Captain Marvel broke $1 billion is because it was sandwiched between two of the biggest movies ever. Well, not ever, technically, just for inflation, but ever for the MCU.
And it was marketed that you had to see the film in order for Endgame to make sense, which is a lie.
That's a big lie.
That
was a big one.
It was only like 5 minutes at the end, and it pissed me off. I was just like,
but anyway,
5 minutes that could have been cut out.
Yeah,
right.
And Bad Boys for Life at $204 million in January 2020, which is obviously a superior film. If it can avoid collapsing this weekend, which it, well, we're not going to get there. The Simu Liu, who's recently been accused of being a racist and some other stuff, Aquafina and Tony Leung Fantasy should be crossing 200 million domestic right as Sony's Venom, Let There Be Carnage, rolls into town on October 1.
You know, I still haven't seen the first Venom movie yet.
It's really not terrible. You might want to.
Just forget everything you know about the comic.
It has no comic book stuff in it whatsoever.
No.
Other than the name and it's a symbiote.
That's right. That's right.
Alas, it will probably need more than just the end of this weekend to pass Black Widow, 184 million. Yeah, no shit.
That's not going to happen.
No. My summer betting pool, mostly bragging rights, Natch, cuts off after September 19th, and I put Shang-Chi, whatever. Did I actually say that?
Yes.
Shanghai noon, please.
Shanghai
between F9 and Black Widow. So if David Chen and or friends could buy, this is where they admit this was a fraud. So if David Chen and or friends could buy out another theater or two this weekend, I'd very much appreciate it.
Wow. He said the quiet thing out loud.
Wow. Just yeah.
Oh my god, that's
He's
so
like,
fucking
I'm gonna
funny.
throw the mask away right through all the way over there. I'm just going like, hey, how you doing, guys?
This latex rubber thing, I gotta, get rid of it because it looks like an ape, and I'm throwing a rock at a, black politician or a egg. Okay, here we go. The good news is that the film is showing the value of theatrical windows and the mere notion that folks will show up pretty much as they always would have if the movie is something they really wanted to see before the pandemic. Give or take the variables related to the shorter windows, day and date releases, and or COVID variants.
Hang on, I want to throw something out there real quick. So I actually initially wanted to see this movie because I like martial arts films.
Oh yeah.
And then I saw the trailer. I was like, oh fuck this.
Oh man, it's
you
such
should
a terrible
you should watch
movie.
it. You should watch it. Still comics.
Is this a kung fu film? No.
No, it's Hollywood trying too hard to.
It is 26 other better films cut together from those 26 other better
Like
films.
I always say, if you really want a real Shang-Chi movie, watch Enter the Dragon. That's the closest thing you can get.
Yeah, because
my recommendation was go watch Shaolin, which is a much better movie.
Or watch Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Speed. There's 26 films.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off is not a martial arts film.
No, but
John Wick.
We're talking about all the movies because there was a lot of nods. There was a lot of nods to different movies.
They stole scenes straight out of everything else. Because they are creatively bereft, bankrupt, any other fancy word you want to use for fucked. They got none. Those are the words you want to use.
I don't want to see it. I'm to the point where I don't want to watch What If anymore. It's like
I haven't watched it in like 3 or 4 weeks, dude.
There was an article. There was an article today, comics in either Variety or fucking Deadline, I think it was Variety, that was like, we're gonna rank the current best episodes of What If in order, and I'm like, who fucking cares?
I watched this week's and I was like, God, this feels fucking pointless now.
Yeah, it does.
It does, doesn't it?
It's not What If. That's the thing. What If changes one thing, and that's not what If has done in this show. It's changed 1,000 other fucking things to make a difference. I don't care. Anyway, I'll keep going. I'm way off track.
You did hear they're gonna have a season 2, right?
No.
Yeah, there is a season 2.
Yeah, they're bringing a season 2.
You know what? End that show. I don't care about that fucking show,
fuck
man.
you guys.
By the way, this is a run-on sentence of conflating things. I'm going to reread it.
Okay.
The good news is that the film is showing the value of theatrical windows and the mere notion that folks will show up pretty much as they always would have if the movie is something they really wanted to see before the pandemic, period. Holy fuck, that's a long
my God.
sentence.
It's like, dude, I am like a terrible dyslexic bastard, and I could probably write a sentence better than that. Or at least break it up into 2 sentences.
Well, that's Scotty for you.
Scotty Mendelson. Get an editor, buddy.
Yeah, well,
Scotty
he has
doesn't
one.
know.
They don't care anymore. And again, that is the run-on sentence of conflation that you've never seen before in your life. Give or take the variables related to shorter windows, day and date releases, and or COVID variants. The likes of A Quiet Place 2, which earned 90% of its predecessors, 341 million global gross. F9 and Black Widow grossed about as much in North America as they otherwise would have. Is that actually true?
It's ridiculous.
Godzilla vs. Kong arguably overperformed worldwide, 460 million. No, it didn't. Godzilla vs. Kong was
Scott's
$1 billion
overperformed.
Yeah,
I guess for the audience, it did just fine.
Yeah, and I'm like going, that would have been $1 billion film any other time, knucklehead, but whatever, dude.
Yeah.
While Free Guy is, I would argue, playing best case scenario box office, at least North America for 102 million and China for 77 million and counting. Actually, it's doing way better in China than he's even giving it credit for. But again, he is this guy is, if you were going to write down shill in the dictionary and you wanted to put an illustration of it up,
it's Scott Mendelson.
Thank you very much. This guy is bullshit. Anyway.
Hi, my name is Scotty.
Yeah,
that's right. The bad news is that the movie is not a Rising tides lift all boats. Blockbuster representation. By the way, they hate that. The super leftists hate that statement, just so you know. So the fact that he's using it here tells you how, like, you know, bereft he is of intellectual honesty that he has for being an extreme leftist. But anyway, we'll keep going. First, Shang-Chi earned $34.7 million last weekend, making up 57% of the 61 million cumulative weekend total. While it's not remotely the film's...
Did you read point B?
Yeah.
Did I?
No, you did not. You got point A and you stopped. And you
I know. Okay. Point B. The film is showing the frustrating limits of on-screen, off-screen representation. The fuck? First, Shang-Chi earned
Scotty. There were Asians in film in the 90s that made better movies.
Or way back. And he's going to get to him later in the article.
Shaolin Soccer is a better movie than that.
Oh, that's so much better.
Kung Fu Hustle.
Kung Fu Hustle
is freaking awesome.
Yeah, Ong back 1, 2, 3.
First,
I gotta read Darth Scipio's comment. It says John Campea is a pretty good shill in his own right. Don't
he is?
Thank
you.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. I'm gonna go see this movie 6 times. I love it so much, guys.
Well, he was half the box office then. What?
Anyway,
so First Shang-Chi earned $34.7 million last weekend, making up 57% of the 61 million cumulative total weekend total, which is not remotely the film's responsibility to drive consumers to its theatrical competition. It's a reminder that the theatrical business is driven now more than ever in a streaming-centric era. What's playing, and if audience want to see that specific movie in a theater right now. That is a convoluted piece of shit sentence. Dude, do you realize there are other ways to put sentences together and shorten them and use punctuation that would make more sense? This guy. Anyway,
I swear, reading his articles is like basically abusing your head with a.
I know it's painful. It's like
do so.
Yeah. Well, thank you. It is idiocracy, but we'll keep going. The go to the movies crowd defected to streaming 6 years ago. That's a lie. This is why, hence, Peter Rabbit 2. Spiral and Snake Eyes didn't lead to a full-on theatrical recovery. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. Lie.
Yeah, I think
that's a huge lie right there.
Snake Eyes was going to be a pile of crap.
Yeah, it is a pile of crap.
Being a G.I. Joe fan, I had no desire to see that movie.
And
neither
race swap.
It's really fucking bad.
I love Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes is my favorite character in G.I. Joe. I didn't even see it.
But he's going to make an apology about it right now. Are you ready? Here we go. Snake Eyes, 28 million domestic, 37 million worldwide on an $88 million budget, which means it made 3 times negative the money that it cost to make. Opened 6 weeks before Shang-Chi and a month before In the Heights, which he was part of the reason that In the Heights super sucked as in the box office, by the way.
Really? Scott Mendelson?
Yeah, there were many calls that the In the Heights film was not diverse enough in the Latino population.
Well, I remember seeing some controversy about it, and how like they had the darker skinned Latinos in the background. It's like, right,
what racism amongst the Latinos?
You know what? This would be a good conversation.
Privilege.
We need Latino slant in here for that, because that made him.
I was actually in that. I was actually in that stream culture when Pablo and Polly were talking about that, and I think I was actually there too. If I remember right. So.
Polly was not wrong.
No, he wasn't. Polly and Pablo were not wrong whatsoever.
No. Yeah, so 29, 44, and 55 million. Henry Golding, Andrew Kuji, and a mostly Asian cast starred in a ninja action film that doubled as a G.I. Joe reboot, although not even close to the original, because guess what? Henry Golding, the character he's playing in Snake Eyes, wasn't Asian asshats. Anyway, but because audiences didn't care about another G.I. Joe film, wrong, dickhead. The representation matters angle didn't matter. No, it's because guess what? The character wasn't Asian. God, what a dick. John
You
M.
know what they could have done? They could have had Quick Kick be in there.
They could have
Dude,
done a
that would
whole
have been
lot of
awesome if Kick Kick would have been there, man.
Yeah.
and a whole lot of other
He
stuff.
was also legit supposed to be Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is what, by the way, Shang-Chi was supposed to be Bruce Lee. But anyway, we'll keep going.
Yes, there's
John M. Chu's acclaimed In the Heights earned about as much domestically as Free Guy did on opening weekend. Audiences flocked to Black Panther, but not Pacific Rim, Uprising, Annihilation.
Nobody wanted to see that movie.
Nobody wanted to see it.
You know what? Do you know what? Nobody asked for Pacific Rim 2. They didn't.
And
Gringo.
Oh, it's like, look at this. It's Pacific Rim, but they don't have any of the returning characters. It's like, why would I watch this?
Yeah, exactly. Gringo, or even Disney's A Wrinkle in Time.
Don't get me started on Winkle in Time, man.
Yeah,
Like,
let's not do that. It wasn't made for you. Anyway, we'll keep going. Audiences,
Stop making garbage. That's kind of the key thing. Tell a good story. It doesn't matter if it's diverse or not. People will show up if it's good.
Yeah. Do a good thing, and then if you have diversity.
By the way, I don't know if Danny's still lurking in the chat, but Black Panther movie is overrated. It was okay.
It was. It was overrated. It was okay. It wasn't the spiritual awakening everybody said it was, man.
There's a lot of things I liked about it. There's a lot of things I hate about it. I still like it more than Thor Ragnarok, but that movie was way overhyped.
It was. There's 2 hypes, man.
Yeah.
Dude, we are burning. There are super chats floating. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Audiences only care about diversity when it's concerning a movie, television show, or in rare cases, an actor they already wanted to see. No shit.
Yeah, it's part of the reason why Will Smith was. We say he's the last. Movie
He's
star.
The last movie star. He was.
Yeah.
He's the last movie star.
I mean, honestly, it's like you could put him in most things and people would go see it. I mean, he's a great actor.
Yeah. Oh God,
he was very charismatic.
Yeah, he was not just a great actor, great actor, rapper, whatever you want to call him. He is a personality that people are invested in.
Yes.
Right? The Rock could have been that, but The Rock isn't that. Because he only succeeds in ensemble films.
The Rock culture that didn't help like him in Wild Wild West though, So
Wild Wild West was a shit movie. It
was.
You only see it for Will Smith, basically.
No, seriously, that is the reason why I went to that movie, because it was Will Smith. I mean, there was a lot of movies I went to in the 90s because Will Smith he's a great actor. He was in a lot of fun movies.
But I liked Kevin Kline too. So let's be fair. Yeah. I mean, those were the 2 people I went to see that film for. But Will Smith was great in I, Robot, and I thought I, Robot was a passing film.
I, Robot
he was good in Legend. I Am Legend. Is that that's what it was?
I'm Legend. I Am Legend.
Yeah.
And okay, what Man Show is saying? Great actor. Wild West. Of course, he has to cite that. I would say he's a charismatic actor. Yeah. He's not like the best actor, but he's charismatic. He's fun to watch.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? You're invested in. I mean, come on. I mean, God, he was a superhero.
He legit put button seats. Okay. I mean, come on.
He does. Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, you watch Bad Boys. Bad Boys put butts in seats in the midst of a freaking, terrible period of time in the theaters. But flip.
And Jason Momoa put women's in the seats for Aquaman.
Oh, hell yes. You know what?
Yeah.
Did not put women in seats? Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you look at I'm not going to go into it. Let's keep going.
I knew where you were going.
I got to be careful.
I knew where you were going there.
At best, audiences only care about diversity when it's concerning a movie, television show, and in rare case, the actor they don't want to see, which I just said. That's why, among other variables, Star Wars: The Force Awakens earned $2.068 billion worldwide, while Terminator Dark Fate earned $252 million. No, that's not why, Scotty, you, again, intellectually dishonest giant asshat.
Mm-hmm.
But that's Scotty Mendelson for you.
Oh, my God. Yeah. It's why we spend more time demanding that the MCU... No. It's why you... Sorry. It's why we spend more time demanding the MCU be more LBGTQIALMNOP inclusive than devouring the already LGBTQIALMNOP friendly Arrowverse No, that's not true. It's why you care about this, dickhole, because we don't.
Yep.
But anyway, granted, Black Panther was better than Pacific Rim Uprising. No fucking shit.
Yeah, that I didn't see it. I could probably tell you that. So
Yeah.
While Shang-Chi was better than Snake Eyes. Also,
not by much.
well,
It was better, a lot better.
Actually, having seen both, I would say it's substantially better. But but it would be nice if comparatively inclusive films didn't have to be 4-star classics to be hits. You're a fucking idiot. B, more inclusive, not because we have to be, but because we want to be. Flicks could what the fuck sentence? Okay, we'll try again. B.
There's something I see there that I totally want to do now.
Oh,
I want to create diversity of the movie.
He does do that, but we'll get there. This is the thing. This sense is this guy, seriously, when he writes, it's like okay, give a 6th grader a pencil and no editing and the first draft. That's this dude right here. Anyway, more inclusive, not because we have to be, but because we want to be. Flicks could themselves become hits alongside comparative. Diversity, the movie sells. That's a buried quote, and he didn't even do that right. Where is this damn editor?
I don't think he has one.
All I have to say is I want to make diversity in the movie, and I want it to be like every liberal stereotype of diversity.
You got Karen in there. You would have Karen in there. The diversity of the movie.
Diversity of the movie is the fucking Eternals. You're about to see that thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Toilet, but anyway, we're going.
Jam Cruz just brought that up, but we'll get to that.
Oh, okay, all right. A guy who looked like Simu Liu had to play Shang-Chi. No, that's not true. But a guy
what? Whoa, hang on. Shang-Chi's Asian. Or I should say he's Chinese. Simu Liu is Korean, right?
I don't think he. I don't.
No,
know.
he's Chinese.
He's
Chinese.
Okay.
Yes, he's Chinese Canadian. I don't know how Canadian he is, but anyway,
he
doesn't. Here's the problem. Do you know why China didn't like him? Because he didn't look Chinese enough.
No, he didn't like him.
If you want to talk about racism?
He made a comment about his family. He made a comment about his family living in poverty there and not having enough food under their government that
he said it like 10 years ago, right? And that's
exactly
the reason why they're mad at him.
Exactly, and that was the reason they brought that back up.
Yeah, they're better at scraping stuff than we are. We need to work on that. Anyway, but a guy who looked like Henry Golding didn't have to play Snake Eyes. No shit, because guess what? Snake Eyes, white dude, assholes.
He's really
what he said makes no sense. It's like, the character's Chinese. Why would you not get a Chinese guy to play the character?
Seriously, this is Scotty Mendelson, the least informed human on the planet when it comes to stuff. And he's like, oh, I work for Forbes. This is a financial magazine. You're supposed to have some fucking credibility, asshole. You have none.
But he doesn't.
Wow. Is there more to this article?
No,
Jesus.
Is there?
Oh yeah, there is more, but you let's do the super chats. Let's do the super chats.
Okay, all right. We'll do super chats. I'll stop sharing this for now.
My brain hurts of this guy.
All right, Turbo says for 5 American pesos. Diane's vag is so big she needs to wear the asteroid belt as a chastity belt. Hashtag don't fall into Diane's vag.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Damn, dude.
Unfortunately, it jumped, and I'm not going to be able to highlight the next one or next few. Okay, Terminus S. I already got that one. Toxic Man Flu for 5 American pesos. Diane's vag is so big that it would take 2 Drews to fill the void. Hashtag don't fall into Diane's vag. Hashtag Oh, Dark Admiral March Hare for $4.99. Drew is so big. Shang-Chi's 10 rings wouldn't be enough to cover it. Hashtag Drew.
That would be a slim dick then.
More Delicious for $2. This week, Nicki Minaj became a right-wing extremist.
She literally did.
Oh, man, I really want to talk about that, too.
Yeah, we can.
So funny. Okay. J.M. Cruz, also known as 0 Hour Discussion,
Check out his
He's a
channel.
good friend.
Out
He's
his
a good
channel.
friend of mine. Love the
Got
guy.
his channel.
For
James got a good channel.
125 Filipino pesos.
Exactly. You nailed it.
I nailed it. I can give 5 other martial arts movies better than Shang-Chi, including the Chinese historical 4-hour epic, The Red Cliff.
Oh yeah.
Shang-Chi was generic.
Oh yeah. And
It's
that
generic
gets
piece of shit.
a
Mr. Tickle Trunk for 5 Canadian pesos. First Asian lead movie featuring a superhero was The Crow with Brandon Lee.
That's true.
Yes,
One of my
that's absolutely-
favorite movies ever made.
Same here, man. On behalf of Canada, I want to say sorry for Simu Liu. Prayers, clown emoji. I think he's trying to get something about Clown World, but I can't really make out the other expression.
It's pray clown.
yeah. Oh, I don't know. Cosmic yawn. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I just think the fame got to him way too fast.
Well, no, here's the thing. I mean, he didn't have fame. The guy was in, it was Kim's Convenience was the thing he was in, which is a canceled Canadian television program.
Yeah, but he got cocky about what was to come.
Well, here's the look. There was a thing going around today, and I was trying to verify it. I was bouncing it off of Bounding into Comics.
Oh, shit. You know what? Rudy's right. First one was Japan Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, no, that's true. Holy
yeah,
shit.
that was like 70s, right?
Yeah.
Something around that, yeah.
Holy shit.
That is true. Shit. That's a good one.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Wow.
Okay. Mr. Words. They're hard. Mr. Tickle Trunk for 5 Canadian pesos.
God, I love him so
This writer is still wrong, and the audience doesn't care about diversity at all. Clown. The audience has been past this race thing for decades. Yeah.
But they keep pushing it.
Yep. I mean, come on, man. One of the best, action films, or I want to say action films. One of the best action stars from the 90s is Wesley Snipes, hands down.
Yeah.
Blade.
Well, dude, I mean,
loved his movies.
Oh, dude, absolutely. Demolition Man, Blade, all the stuff he was in. White Man Can't Jump.
57.
Yeah. I mean, the dude was in a ton of stuff. And then, I'm sorry, Eddie Murphy.
There was legit more diversity in the 90s than there is now.
80s.
It is.
80s and 90s, there's more diversity than now there is.
They also had better films, too.
Yeah,
Yes.
we did.
I always said that for a long time now, that old movies have a lot of diversity, but people just choose to fucking ignore it.
I hate humans.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Oh, because
Hour
it's
discussions with
racist.
J.M. Cruz for 50 Filipino pesos. Eternals equals diversity in the movie. Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna fucking suck.
Yep. Riff Clear the Base for 2 American pesos. Remember, Mendelson loved cuties, though. That's right. And
did he?
The
did.
Last
Yes,
Jedi.
he did.
Ignore him.
Oh my!
That's why we like making fun of him.
Yeah.
Cuties of all the movies. Really?
He has shitty taste in movies. It's
Oh
pretty
And
my
fucking
he
hilarious.
came out hard defending cuties too.
Yeah, he did.
So
How
he did.
can you
Yeah, he
even
did.
defend that movie?
He came out super
Look,
hard defending it.
Look, and here's the thing. This guy is somebody who probably aligns himself with Vaush, who sent out one of the most detestable clips that I saw in the last 3 days. I
know which one you're talking about, but just be careful. You might want to see the actual full context of what he was discussing, though. My understanding is that it was clipped, and you're not getting the full context.
Okay, I will go back and watch it, but I'm going to tell you,
not just the clip, the actual.
No,
full
I will go.
context of it.
I'll go back and watch the context comics, but I don't see a world in which that clip exists in the world in a good way.
Well, that's the problem when you clip something, right?
That happens all the time on Twitch, man.
Yeah.
People clip things out of context.
We'll see.
It's like there's stuff that Dalton has said. If you clip it out of context, makes him look bad.
Yeah.
Well, all I know is that we live in a world where the media clips everything out of context, so that you see.
Well, you are correct, but yeah, like I said, just
I will go
as
back
much
in
as I'm
time.
not a fan of Vosh, you got to be fair. And like
I'll
I said,
go back in time.
Yeah. Did you see what JM said?
All right. Toxic wing flu for 5 American pesos. Diversity the porno features equal screen time for B through F cups.
Wow, I've never seen an F cup.
Actually, I've had F cups in my face before, so
He's still paying them back.
Oh man, Mr. Sickle Truck, you killed me, dude. For 2 Canadian pesos, diversity the porno. Asian lead is some
yeah, I know.
young
Some
dog.
asshole like to wake down, clip some shit out of context, you know.
Well, that's the wake down.
I know. I love him.
That's what he's famous for.
I know.
Mr. Sickle Truck for another 2 Canadian pesos. Meanwhile, Shang-Chi lead was some dumb guy.
Oh my gosh.
I love
he's
that
not
wake
wrong,
down
though.
just came in at that second. I love
Okay.
wake down that came in there.
Mr. Tickle Trunk for another 5 Canadian pesos. According to Script Doctor, Simo did what Canadian actors always do: get a taste of fame and their egos explode. It's quite common. Again, we're sorry.
No, come on.
We're sorry. That's the South Park
Celine
episode.
Dion never went to her head. Celine Dion, come on. What are you saying?
I don't know, dude. She had
Absolutely.
some very diva moments in Vegas when she was there for like the 4 or 5 years.
No, it's
She
not.
really did.
I'll plead the 5th.
Wake down's been wait. Wake down's been farm clipping here tonight. Like, yeah.
Okay, Mr. Tickle Test for 2.
shit,
She
bro.
sells seashells by the seashore. Hashtag Tox is a dick. J.A.F.O for $4.99. Diane's V is so big. Actually, he didn't do this. So is so big, it can rewrite Scott Mendelson's article properly and double as a competent copy editor. Shazam climax achieved. Oh, come on, that was funny.
All right.
Culture's like, no problem.
Okay, Toxic Mail for $2. Drew's birth name was Wang Hung Lo. Hashtag or at Beware the Drew.
Hey, wait, hang on.
Oh wow.
What else were we supposed to be talking about?
Well, I don't know.
We were
but,
supposed
there it
to
is.
talk about.
Ryan Cannell has something to say.
Let me see the penis.
There you go.
Oh, hell, Rita.
Comics, you said you
my.
wanted to talk about Nicki?
Yeah, we could talk about Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
Ooh, let's talk about Nicki
Yeah,
Minaj.
let's talk about Nicki.
All right, so Jace sent me something. We can share it real quick. This isn't going to get me demonetized, is it?
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah. Well, if I didn't get you demonetized last week, which was shocking, you know.
I did share audio, right?
Yeah, let me say.
Okay.
Go ahead. What brings you here?
We are here because CDC has lied to us for so long.
Nicki Minaj
Holy shit.
in Atlanta say they try.
And for the record, YouTube, we are not doctors. Consult your doctor, and we are commentating on the news. So don't
This
strike
is
me, bro.
This is a news story from this news channel, Channel 46, which is a CBS news channel. CBS.
This,
Yeah.
you know, and this is what's good when you get a major celebrity that comes out and actually speaks common sense and breaks from the pack.
Mm-hmm.
This is the good thing that can result, because it's always good to question. It's our right to question.
Yes.
And for these people to go out and actually, you know, be
That's how
empowered
you know you're
to
not
question.
exhibiting cult-like behavior is when you question things and question your own beliefs.
Mhm.
And that's the thing that's so scary, is that apparently you're not allowed to question things. So you have to
Well,
be
yeah, they
indoctrinated.
really wanted to shut her up, dude. They
Oh,
really wanted to shut her
They
up.
kicked her off Twitter.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I
how
know.
fast they wanted her out of
But
there.
apparently she got her Twitter back. So
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know the damage was already done when
Yeah.
Twitter did that. Like,
I mean, you know.
Well, let's rewind here. She has somewhere between 160 and 180 million followers between Twitter and Instagram. Badlook.com.
Yeah, disease is right. Stop. Only consume.
Trust her medical advice about the COVID-19 vaccine.
Nicki, the queen of rap, stood up. Nicki, multiple platinum plaques, stood up and said, I'm questioning this vaccine, and we should all question this vaccine.
Fans even.
And again, you're not doctors. Consult your doctor.
This is a legitimate news report from Channel 46.
News report.
CBS.
These are the opinions of the protesters.
Yep.
Remember, YouTube, listen to Black Voices.
Showed up to the Center for Disease Control headquarters on Wednesday in Druid Hills to show support for the platinum rapper's latest tweets.
This one is for the boys with the booming system, top down AC.
She claimed her cousin's friend in Trinidad had a bad reaction to the vaccine and his pride. Go ahead,
and that's where it ended.
They don't want to show everything, so
because
like, you can't show that.
It's a bad taint.
Yeah, you can't show the negative stuff that possibly could happen about anything. Ever.
But that's what I found really crazy, because over here they spoke about everything. Like they weren't, at least in my media, they spoke about that people can have different side effects to it, and it was completely transparent. It's like you know, it can work for you, and it could mess you up. There are risks.
Here in the U.S., they won't do that. It's very, very one-sided, and you know, and listen, I've experienced it personally. Okay, because you know, my mom, I had a talk with her about getting the jabs. She decided she was going to get the jabs, and after the second one, you know, and she's encountered a lot more of amplification of her health issues since she's taken them. But after the second one, you know, I was especially alarmed because they found that tumor in the lower quadrant of her stomach. And, you know, and she's walking around with that going on. And you want to tell me that just pops up? It doesn't just pop up out of nowhere.
Nope.
You know?
I can't tell you yes or no, because I had family members that went for a physical, and then a month later, they had cancer. So, and it was way before the pandemic. So, it sucks. Could it be coincidental? It can be. Could it be a help of the reason that made it, you know, manifest faster? Possibly. I don't know, man. There's so many.
I mean, that's kind of thing. Who knows? I mean, it's all speculation. Rita Daughtry is saying, I actually like Nicki Minaj. I know she's been controversial, but I'm so glad she spoke up. Yeah, and that's the big thing is we need more people like Nicki Minaj to go and speak out against these things. I'm not a fan. I'm not listening to her music. I don't know much about her. But yeah, people need to be able to voice their concerns. That's the big thing, right? Is that we need to be able to go and say shit people aren't going to like. That's the problem with censorship, is the fact that when, like I've said this before, I said this years ago when Alex Jones got banned off the platform. Alex Jones was the canary in the coal mine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was.
Absolutely. Whether you agree with him or not, you think the guy's crazy, a crazy nutbag, whatever. But when people like him are being censored, you're not far down that line.
Well, Jeremy said that when he did the stream with Nicki, because I was watching it. He was on his D-Day Cobra channel, and he goes, "Think of this. There's Alex, and then there's Nicki. Look at how far that is." You know, and he was like, "They're going to come for everybody sooner or later. You're not safe. Wake up."
Yeah,
you know.
And that's the thing. That's why it's so important when you know, you get a celebrity of the caliber of Nicki Minaj, and whether I agree or you agree or anybody agrees that she is deservedly at that caliber. You know, the fact is she is, and you know, when she can come out and you know, at least maybe inspire some some people to start asking questions and doing research, well, that's never a bad thing. Because more people need to do individual research because we're not getting it straight from our media or anything else. They're suppressing actual scientific studies it's because they're scared that it's going to interfere with the narrative that this administration wants, that a large section of the people want, and they don't want to break from that, even if it means suppressing good information. And that's what is so mind-boggling to me. Why would you ever suppress useful and good information for people that allows them to make the personal decisions? And that's why I'm very untrustworthy of any of these COVID measures, much less the vaccines themselves.
Yep. And that's the thing that's so funny about it is that a lot of people don't understand is that when you start implementing these authoritarian measures, for whatever reason, I can't fathom why they think this way, they never believe it will be used against them.
Yeah.
Which is
it is.
The case.
It's an ace in the pocket at one point.
Yes.
Because now here, they can't fire you from the job, but people that work for the federal government, they have to get it or else they're out.
Yeah, everybody except for the post office.
Yeah,
And here's the
they
fun,
can lose
here's
their
the-
pensions, they can lose everything that they worked for like 20, 30 years.
Here's the funny thing. They don't think it's going to come to them, but they're the first ones they're going to go after. Is all the people that are propping all this, yeah, you need to do this. They're going first before we will, So they don't understand that.
Yeah, it's all kinds of fucked up. All right, let's get to some super chats and then we'll wrap things up. Nuclear Winter Gamer for 5 Canadian pesos. Can't wait to see Venom 2. I'll have to see it Thursday, September 30th, because the vax mandates for ticket events starts October 1st in Saskatchewan.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Protest, guys. That's what you got to do. Yeah, protest that crap.
Hey, Jack. What's up?
Toxic Van flew for 5 American pesos. Reminds me of the Dave Chappelle shit, racial draft. Excuse me. Oh shit. Okay, it wasn't skit. And U.S. Caucasian just drafted Nicki Minaj.
They started calling her a white nationalist and everything too.
Are you serious?
I'm not joking. They're
wow.
and I was just like, wow, how you turned on her that quick? Really?
That's crazy.
Like, I was watching it unfold live. Like, I was just like, wow. And then Jeremy was just going off on his channel, man. He's like, do you not see what's going on? How they turned on her that fast and they're like just eating their own. Like, she did all this stuff for them and she was even on Biden's side, and then that's
what Monksy Ken is bringing up here for 5 Canadian
I was just
pesos.
about to say that.
The irony is this is irony because Nikki shielded for Biden during the election. Eventually, they will eat their own. Smash the like button, folks, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. It's like I know people out there don't like Trump, but you know what? You could have had Tulsi Gabbard. But no.
Nope.
You got
Biden.
a dementia patient. You got a dementia patient who is definitely corrupt, controlled by a lot of puppeteering. But you know what? That's fine. And I'm going to ask those of you who are left of center that think you're aligned with the right side of things at this moment in history. I want to ask you a question. Is it going to be okay if they haul me off to the gas chamber and kill me?
I'm sure there's probably some people out there that said probably. I'm sure they would say yes.
Okay. Probably some.
Evaluate your humanity at that point.
Well, it's not so much that. I think you're going to have people out there that are going to justify putting the unvaccinated into COVID camps, where you go and concentrate very hard.
There's already people that are advocating for I mean, oh God, who is the gentleman that did the man on the street stuff?
Look, you have people talking about restricting the access to plasmapheresis, otherwise known as the monoclonal treatments, right, in various parts of the country. If that's actually legitimately being withheld, you are actually talking about crimes against humanity at that point. Are you comfortable with that? Are you comfortable with that form of decimation of humanity? Are you okay with that? Because if you are, you're not on the right side of things.
Like I said, you would never treat people with the flu like this. Okay,
The flu. Hell, we didn't treat people like this with the Spanish flu like this. We had we
wouldn't treat people with obesity problems like this either. And obesity does cause a lot of issues for the healthcare system. We would never treat these people like that.
You know, I saw an amazing tweet. How many thousands of people smoking kills every day? It's vastly larger than what's happening with this current global crisis that we're dealing with.
And again, YouTube, we're not doctors. Consult your doctor.
No. But we're using actual numbers and statistics.
Yeah. A lot of people were dying from the common cold more than
Well, you know, you have pneumonia, you have the flu, you have a whole lot of these things. I just want to know, are you going to treat people who smoke the same way? How about the morbidly obese because of their habits? Are you going to treat them the same way? You know, you have a lot of body positivity in your side of the aisle. Is that the same? I really don't think you understand what you're doing when you're othering people. You know, because so you're going to stamp people with a Star of David. Is that your plan? Is that your plan?
It's pretty terrible.
Yeah.
Let's see. Dart Scipio is saying Nicki Minaj is a nut job. Just check out her stint at the show with Simon Cowell, American Idol. She's nuts.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, that may be the case, man. But
she's right on this one.
Well, a clock is at least right one time a day. You know, like. Or however you say that, you know.
Yeah, broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah. So
there's lots of people out there that I disagree with, but if they say something, I want to say that I do agree with. But yeah, typically, I mean, God, what's his name? I fucking can't stand the dude, but he makes solid points on occasion. Bill Maher. I can't stand Bill Maher. I think he's a fucking cunt. But that dude, he nails it on occasion.
Yeah. Every now and then a nugget of truth will slip out and you're like, okay, he actually said something that was decent this time. You know, but I don't like him either.
But yeah, I mean, you have to sift out the bullshit and occasionally find a nugget of truth, man. It's just how it is sometimes. Kanye West is kind of the same way. The dude's kind of a nut job, but occasionally he says something, that kind of makes sense. Anyway.
Yeah.
Riv Creed the base for 5 American pesos. F&T guest suggestion: Matt Christensen and Blondie. Mainly Blondie because she's hot and more of a pop culture nerd from the Beauty and the Beta podcast. Are we talking about the Blondie, like the musician Blondie? Because I am not familiar. I'm not familiar with that podcast. J.A.F.O Casuals for $4.99. Anyone saw the news article that San Francisco will pay criminals to not gun down? To not do gun violence / crime. Yeah, I did. And that's, I want to say Oakland tried it a few years ago and it kind of got called out too.
How does that work?
Basically, they go and identify some of the people that are like the most violent offenders, and they go, "Hey, we'll give you $300 not to commit crime."
Okay.
Well, you're like, "Hey, can you give me 500?" Like,
rather than going, "Hey, you're a criminal. How about you go to jail?"
Yeah, like, do not skip go to jail. Like,
but yeah. Oh, blonde, not Blondie. Okay, sorry, dude, I misread that. I don't see that working out well. I really don't. Like I said before, if you want to solve the issue of crime and poverty, we got to make sure that people in poor areas get better education so they can get good jobs. But nobody wants to solve that fucking problem for some reason. That's
nope.
That's my ideas on how to fix the world. Anyway, Toxic Man flew for 5 American pesos. Drew has a hashtag Dick's Division tattoo. He's called the mark of. It's called the Mark of the Beast, or he's called the Mark of the Beast. Hashtag Beware the Drew. That's funny. Let's go around the horn here and tell people where they can find us and what you're gonna be doing next and all the usual stuff. Starting with Culture Casino.
Oh wow, we're starting with me.
Yeah.
Can I talk about all the people that die every day from like smoking?
I saw those numbers, Gary.
Yeah,
it's such a downer, man.
Yeah, it's
Seriously.
a real bummer. I mean, if you look at the number of people that die per year in the United States alone, not even globally, from smoking. Wow, that's something we absolutely need to, do something about before we do something about any other form of death. I'm just saying. How about automobile accidents? Can we do something about that?
Get rid of your car. Don't leave your house. Wear a mask and pray to the TV.
Yeah.
Because
let's not be disingenuous. Let's not be intellectually, a minimalist when it comes to why people die. Guess what? You could actually, just walk out of your house one day and have somebody's, poop from an airplane hit you. Well, maybe not that, but I'm just saying lots of reasons you could die any given day.
It could be like Dead Like Me, where you get hit by a toilet seat from a space station.
It could happen.
Death by
It
shit.
could happen.
By the way, since we're talking about minimizing shit, I like Freedom Tunes. I don't always agree with Seamus's points, but holy shit, the one he did on the American Taliban stuff was fucking hilarious. Oh my god, he was so spot with that.
Yeah, I mean, look, you have specific segments of the population that are more likely to die from cigarette smoke. I mean, and it affects minorities the most, as it always does. Women and minorities are always, and children are always affected more by everything than men. Especially white men, than anything else. But just
all that
keep
white
those,
male privilege.
Yeah,
that's
keep. Yeah. You're not affected by anything ever. Look. Here's the weird thing. If you want to talk about those that are going to put up the wall when the revolution comes, it's not the people who are the resistance.
Because they're already dead at that point.
Yeah,
they're already gone.
It's somebody else, and they usually are the people who are the staunchest supporters. So for those of you who are the staunchest supporters, guess what? You don't escape it. Beyond all of that, I just want to say I'm on a YouTube. I have YouTube, Culture Casino. I have Odyssey, Culture Casino. I have Twitch, Culture Casino. Twitch, I actually just do games. I don't talk about like the goofy banana stuff that I do over here. At some point, it'd be great to earn money and more subscribers, and that's fine. I can't believe how much my subscribers stalled out all of a sudden. It was really weird. Wonder when that happened, when I started to get more serious about these conversations. But I do want to say this. I've had a great time. Thank you very much, Comics, for having me here. I got a chance to read things because the good voice guy wasn't here. And I like that.
Because I suck at reading.
Yeah, and we got to read a Scotty Boy Mendelson ridiculousness, which is the peak in mental deficiency. So it was amazing. And beyond all that, subscribe to the amazing panel that's here. Gaskar, who's awesome, the Basco scenario. Check that out. You have, we have other people that are here that are very, very quiet. Somebody... some folks that deserve more recognition than you can imagine. Like, for example, my friend Drew. Drew was on a national huge program yesterday. I was very proud of his appearance. He acquitted himself quite well, right? Jace is here, who looks remarkably like our friend Fox, who, if you're unfamiliar with V for Vendetta, this is the man right here. You have of course Jed from the Pop Culture Archivist, who is he's a toad, but he's a friendly toad. You should like him a lot. And
He's a toad.
And he's a toad. And so many others that rolled through here. The people who were in the chat, myself, Comics Division. We have channels and things, so check those out. Check out Twitter, Minds, other places. But I thank you. You guys are the best chat on YouTube. You make us laugh. God, we need it so badly. The chats you guys put up, the super chats, you guys make my day. Tomorrow I get to do the 6-minute daily, which I do Monday through Friday, weekdays in the mornings here in my area of the country. It could be the afternoon wherever you are, or evening even. I don't know. I got Jinja Ninja in the Japan who's here, who gets to see me in the middle of the night. We've got Mr. Grant Gregory who stays up to 2 in the morning to watch me do the 6-minute daily. And then I get to do the Friday pre-flight where I try to figure out what all the guys are going to talk about on FNT and what Doomcock's going to talk about on his show for the Friday Night Frolics. But I love you all. And for those of you in the background that think I talk too long and are making a shitload of noise, everybody have a great day.
Next up is our own Pepe himself, Jed.
Hello, my name is Pepe.
But Jed, you know what? You bring a new definition to, it's an innie, not an outie. Love it.
Oh, yeah. I just want to say, Comics, thank you every week for letting me come on here with you and Culture, brother. I appreciate it. This is one of my favorite parts of the week. Like, I love being on here, and then tomorrow night I get to go on with, with over at Foul Ball over there with,
It warms my cold, dead black heart to hear that, Jed.
This is like Culture said, this is one of my favorite places every Thursday they come. So, and I loved it. And I asked Culture one time, I was like, hey, Culture, can I come on? Just, and he's like, and then I kind of became like, hey, dude, you can come on whenever you want. I'm like, cool, man. So, awesome. So yeah, and everybody, like Culture said, everybody here in chat, like you said, like we always say, if it wasn't for you guys, we'd just be talking to a wall, just and stuff, So thank you guys, everybody, and give some love to Wake Down. That's probably gonna do some devious clips with us for later on. So, thanks. Oh yeah, and we're not gonna be doing a Sunday stream this weekend, but I will be on Foul Ball Productions, which is the unofficial FNT after show over there later on. You can usually find Culture, me, 70s, Red Shirt, a bunch of us over there on Friday nights. So, and we do a thing on Wednesday and stuff. So,
all right.
And
up next. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody told me I'm turning into Culture too when I do my.
30 minutes of outros.
Yeah. you got 20 from Culture and 20 from me. So, but yeah. And within a few weeks, Halloween's coming up. We're gonna go hard on Halloween, so there's gonna be some cool stuff happening.
That sounds gross.
Yeah, I don't want that candy.
All right, Jace, you're up next.
Well, you can of course find me at 540 Studio. We have the Thursday shows, sometimes a Monday show, and we also do normally a Star Wars show on Sundays when me and my co-host Chris are going through the EU of the old original Star Wars comics and books, and not the stupid Disney shit. And sometimes I'm with Jed and the crew and Pop Culture Minefield, and I pop in here and there sometimes. And this Saturday I'm having Memnock back on my channel, and we are gonna talk about his time with Ted Wong. When he was trained by Ted Wong, who was one of Bruce Lee's best students and friends. And we're also going to talk about Stephanie Kander, who is a Swedish martial artist who died in 2011, who was Memnock's best friend and also the apprentice of Ted Wong, also a really close member, family, like friends with the Lee's family. So we're going to talk a lot about, Brandon Lee, Bruce Lee, and a lot of stuff like that. And some music, of course, because he's a Memnock is a black metal artist from Norway and a martial artist.
Damn,
nice.
That's brutal and hardcore at the same time.
Yeah. So yeah. Thank you for having me on, and thank you to everyone in the panel and the chat. And if it wasn't for our fans and everyone, the family as I call it, we wouldn't be here. So, like I always say, life's too short. Make the most of it, and remember, we in this panel, we love you and we appreciate you all.
All right, up next is Guyskar of the Basco scenario.
Like I said, Guyskar is my name. No, it's not a Star Trek name. Actually, it's a Basque name. My parents wanted to torture me growing up in Canada with a name so exotic like that. And people just mutilate it every single time. So it's pronounced like a guy's car. So that's how you say it. Basco Scenario is my channel. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, gaming. I do random gaming streams. I have a show that I do cockpit conversations where I'm just flying around with people, just shooting the shit. I also have a stream every week, what I call On the Fly, which I have to set a date and stick to it. But tomorrow I have my 300 celebration subs.
Yeah.
So anybody that want to
Awesome,
drop by
brother.
and say, do a quick hello.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you. And honestly, I couldn't have done it without the people in the chat. I would have done it without comics, culture, Danny from Comic Chat.
Oh yeah, Danny, man.
Chris Knight from the Real Review 3000. I started this as just for fun, and it turned out to make meeting amazing people and sharing stories and being there with people when they're in their dark times as well. So, it really helps. Sometimes the things we do, we don't take it, we take it for granted. Sometimes we think, oh, we're talking about crap, but sometimes what we talk about actually touch people's lives and makes them open up and feel good. So thank you for having me, Comics, man. It's been my third time here, and the chat's fire, and it's fucking funny.
I know it's awesome, dude. I know we live in a great place.
Our chat is fun.
Yeah,
Great words.
On fire.
Yeah, check out Guyskar, dude. He's undersubbed. It's criminal. You need to check out my man.
All good.
And last but not least is our very own long man. No, it's not Mahler. It's Drew, the Supreme Hero.
Yeah, well, he's our mile long man. Holy shit.
Well, all I could say, folks, is look, thank you to all of those of you in the chat that turned out last night and jumped into the Caravan to Midnight chat while they were simulcasting my appearance on YouTube. I appreciate that support. You have no idea. The appearance on John B. Wells' show, I just want to thank the people at Caravan to Midnight, John, his wife, Brendy, Olis, who was the producer that I coordinated with for a lot of the logistics of my appearance. Great people to work with, and I hope I can go on that show again in the future. And also, there's a line of communication there now. Hopefully we can reach out to John's people and eventually have a discussion come our way where John sits down and does an interview with us. And I think that would be really awesome. So I'm going to see if we could get that rolling in the future. Also, I'm looking at doing a new series of videos because I think it's important to start making videos and talking about the important issues that need to be talked about. And since you guys seem to enjoy the streams and everything else, I'm going to go ahead and start putting those condensed videos together because it is important to get that out there. I'm sure YouTube will try their best to suppress them, but let's support that. My channel is now at 686 subs.
Ooh, getting there.
So we're steadily rising. Keep the support coming, folks. Let people know about my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/Supreme Heretic. Tell people to follow me on Twitter @Supreme Heretic. Thursdays is the Pegasus Actual Podcast. Tuesdays, of course, is the show where we get a chance to let our hair down and go in ham on the stuff that is affecting us. on a global level, and that is the Rogue Squadron. So don't miss that. That's our Rogue Entertainment branded show. Culture's usually there. I'm there. Your favorite rogues are always there, so make sure that you catch that. And Jed usually pops on there.
I'm a new rogue member. I got introducted into the family this week.
Yeah, you're in the rogue family now.
I'm in the rogue family now.
But
so.
but yeah, it's important, folks. This is paramount right now. We get our voices heard. We need to start pushing back, because the time is now to get into the fight, because it is a fight. I mean, we can win this, I believe, as Comics stated earlier, on a nonviolent level, but we need to all have our voices heard, and we need to be loud. So make sure that you get out, be active, protest, make your voice heard. So with that said, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Look forward to seeing you around the community, and I love y'all.
All right, I guess on Super Chat's got to take care of real quick. Stone Cold Jeremy for 2 American pesos. Consuming a bay. That is all that is required. Yeah, pretty much, dude. That's
culture.
I was gonna try and not give him air, but thanks, Jed.
That's a Vegas picture right there.
What happened in Vegas?
How many times do I have to tell you, Culture? What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Is that why you couldn't sleep?
Look, they shared a room together. That's all I have to say about that. I just,
All right. Unfortunately, the super chats or the chat jump, and I can't highlight Tox's, but it's pretty funny. Toxic Man flew for $2. Weave voice, so hair product number 45. Long dong outro goo.
What?
Why is it so sticky?
We're in this. We're. Oh God, this is the best.
Aaron K for 5 American pesos. Jed's thing is so small that it is the model for the frog dildos, ribbed for frog pleasures.
But I'm a toad, okay?
That's the entire reason they made that children's book when back in the day when I was growing up, called Frog and Toad Are Friends.
Well, no, that's like the scorpion and the frog are friends, which is not.
Good night, folks.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, share, and comment, and subscribe.
I used to have fun here. I don't know what happened.
A huge thanks to all the Subscribe Star supporters. Without you, Comics Division would probably
Don't forget to go to Snow Dubs on Saturday night.
The Big Spenders. Roger the Shrubber, Toxic Man Flu, and HMStix. Take my money, damn it! LDH27513, Dexidoodle, J.A.F.O, subscriber number 22F2C6C3, and that 70s rock fan. I'll buy that for $1. Colin D, Mech AG94, Jenna Lyn, and DiabloDame. Thank you for all your support.
Boobs are awesome.
You are awesome.
That was a lot less gay.